We are live and we are back for another live stream. This is the Wrestling for Life Network. We will be here for your Smackdown coverage, for your Rampage coverage. It's going to be a great night, so let's get into it. Like I said, welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. We are here for Smackdown. We are here for Rampage. A lot going down tonight. We got some tag team action. We got a whole bunch of stuff going down on Smackdown. Some things with Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I will be here covering Smackdown, and that is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight. Christ, you're messing me up now. The Ringsider Anthony, the chapeau that runs the show. But yes, I am Big Nick, 100%. We got a U.S. title match tonight between LA Knight and Andrade, and we've also got now, from Nick Aldis, a tornado tag women's match to determine who's going to face Nia Jax at Bad Blood and who also could be leaving Friday Night SmackDown.
Right. That's a huge stipulation. So whoever loses, whoever gets the pin, basically, or takes the pin, will have to leave SmackDown. Whoever gets the pin will be facing Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship at Bad Blood. So there's a lot riding on that match. And like you said, we got the huge U.S. title match with Andrade and LA Knight. There's some rumblings about Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes and what they filmed today at Georgia Tech. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on tonight.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we're getting towards, Bad Blood and everything. But I have a question right out of the gate here, sir, because I haven't gotten your take or your opinion on it. How are you feeling about the new theme for Friday Night SmackDown? Because there were some people that were kind of like, no, give me my rock and roll. It's got to stay something like that. But I like that we're getting to an actual mainstream artist.
Yeah, I like it. I immediately found the song on Spotify and put it on my wrestling playlist. I like it. I think and I don't really tend to listen to like hip hop or rap, but as soon as I heard it, I was like, I know that's Meg. I know that's Meg, and I think that's great. I'm hearing like, she might be doing more stuff with WWE. I like the theme song, and the rock and roll, they can have that for the special, like the pay-per-views and stuff like that. They can have the rock themes for that, but for Friday Night SmackDown, I think Meg is the right choice.
Oh, absolutely. And it shows that we're moving away from the Deaf Rebels and everything that we've heard that they're not going to renew their contract or anything. So we'll start seeing more mainstream artists get used and everything, which is that good crossover back into pop culture and everything.
Yeah, when they said that they might not be renewing Death Rebel's contract, I'm like, great. And then saying they'll, potentially start using mainstream music, I think that's perfect. That helps the crossover, like you said, that helps the crossover with getting WWE more exposure to the outside fandom that doesn't watch WWE.
Right. But now I also do have to ask you about this. For one of the bigger matches that they've advertised so far for tonight for SmackDown, of Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton taking on Bayley and Naomi. Your girl Naomi could either get a world title shot or she could be cast off to Monday Night Raw.
I need Naomi to win, and it's a biased reason because I've never seen, outside of the Royal Rumble, I've never seen Naomi have a one-on-one match on pay-per-view live in person. Okay. So I want Naomi to win so I can see Nia Jax and Naomi at Bad Blood live in person. I actually think they'll cook. I do know that Bayley is deserved of a rematch, but yeah, we can put that rematch on hold. Give me Naomi and Nia Jax at Bad Blood.
Yeah, I forgot you're actually going to be there in the building, folks. If you're going to Bad Blood, 100% make sure you find and say hi to Anthony. But yeah, so you'd be there live and get to see her. Now, granted, I don't think Nia is going to be dropping the title at Bad Blood. I hate to tell you ahead of that, but yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna build to Tiffany eventually cashing in on Nia. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I think that's where they're building to.
Now, do you think, like Damian mentions here, and hi everyone in the chat, we will get to you in a quick second here, but do you think that Tiffany's the one that ends up getting the pinfall? Like whether it's Bayley or it's Naomi that pins her, that it's Tiffany that ends up taking the pinfall in this match?
Ooh, I didn't think about that. Like cashing in like tonight or at Bad Blood.
No, she's not that she would be cashing in, but she takes the pinfall and like that ends up kind of halfway screwing over Nia.
Ah,
She's the one that costs, ends up to where Nia's got to have a match now with Bad Blood and put the title on the line.
oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Tiffany Stratton definitely. Nia's not taking the pin. Like if one of those two win on the opposite side, Bailey or Naomi, Nia's not taking the pin. So it's definitely going to be Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, I would assume so. And I could see where Naomi gets the win here because you haven't seen Naomi in a title shot, and Bailey's still going to be Bailey, so she can always she's still relevant constantly, even if she's not in the title picture.
Yeah. Bailey's always going to be relevant in in WWE. That's never going to end there.
Right. But speaking of relevant people, we'll say hi to the chat, all the early birds here, as we're still just a bit under a half hour before the show kicks off here. So Kevin, what up? Saying hi, Big Nick and
What's
Anthony.
up, Kevin?
Rocco, I agree with this when it comes to like the US title match of Hayes interferes and we get a triple threat at Bad Blood or down the line. I think they do it at a later SmackDown.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to do the 4 to 5 match card. I think we're at 4 already.
We're at 5 already, and I still think that they add a 6. I've been saying that I think they're going to add Sami Zayn versus Gunther at Bad Blood.
I think they should. I think that should be a match at Bad Blood because I don't think Cody Rhodes is not defending his title, so we do need kind of a world title being defended at Bad Blood. So yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah, it'd be interesting for WWE to have a pay-per-view with no world title match on the card.
Right. So yeah, that's definitely probably happening at Bad Blood. So a 6-match card, and it is going on a little earlier, 6 o'clock, I think it is.
Yeah,
so yeah, they
it's an hour
squeeze
early.
another match in. Yeah, I squeeze another match in there.
Yeah, because they didn't want to go toe to toe, or they didn't want to conflict with the UFC or whatever. So that's why they went an hour early. But it's kind of crazy to think that they could have pulled off a whole pay-per-view and it would have still been a good show and a stacked show with no world title match. Like that shows how good they've been with all of these outside the main 2 titles, like with all of those stories, with the CM Punk Drew McIntyre stuff, with everything with the bloodline. I mean, granted, that still got Cody in it because world title there, but yeah, with Priest and Finn Balor on there as well. So
Right. And you got Liv and Rhea. So I'm assuming that not Cody, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, they will main event. I would assume that's
yeah,
the
Hell in
main
a Cell, I think that kind of has to. That's the big blow off for that. I mean, I don't see where you put it anywhere else on the card for something else to have to follow that.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a perfect decision. I mean, you could do the tag match with Roman and Cody, but I feel like Hell in a Cell and CM Punk and Drew, that has to end the show and also end the epic feud that they've had over the past like 9 months.
Right, absolutely. But odds, what up? I think Paulie is going to manage Braun Steiner at some point after he does the whole stuff with Roman and everything. We were actually just talking before we went live of how the last time that we did SmackDown, me and Anthony together, was when they took out Paul Heyman. And Heyman was putting out some tweets earlier today about him being on a plane and everything. So maybe we get a wise man appearance tonight, and that would be a nice little full circle moment there.
Yeah. If we get Paul Heyman to return tonight, I think that'd be awesome. And like you said, a full circle moment for me and you, because the last time we were here, it was when they took him out. I mean, I was speechless. You couldn't stop talking, and that whole time it was crazy.
Right. Trek, what up? Daniel, what up? Trek again. Can't wait, everyone. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share out the stream. Help these guys out, please. Absolutely, 100%. It's my birthday eve, so the best gift you can give me and the best gift you can do to any of your wrestling friends out there is let them know about the Wrestling for Life Network.
Absolutely.
Big Dog, what up? Eric, what up? Jordan, Christian, Scott, AJ, Denisha, Vince, Miro almost free at last. Yeah, we haven't talked about that, of Miro requesting his release today. I thought he was just going to hang out in Bulgaria on the, Tony supplemental life plan there.
Yeah, I was since I don't pay attention to AEW enough, I didn't know Miro hasn't been really seen over the past year at all. So what was surprising though, what I saw today was some of the AEW fans was like, doing the nah, hey, goodbye. And I'm like, really? I mean, that was kind of weird to see earlier today.
Yeah, well, it's just Miro has been a complicated guy. He always just kind of, to me, he seems like he's got half a foot into wrestling and half a foot of just don't give a fuck. I mean, the man already divorced Lana. He's been just hanging out in Bulgaria, not doing a damn thing. Hasn't been like actively seeming to like, out there tweeting of why can't I get booked or anything like that. He's just happy like playing video games and just being Miro. But could you see him ever come back to WWE? Do you get like another Rusev Day run?
I would like to see him back in the WWE. I don't remember. He did get released, right?
Yes.
So maybe things could be a little bit different here going around with Triple H kind of being in charge and everything. I would kind of like to see the return of the Rusev Day in WWE.
He'd fit in pretty well, I think, to like the mid-card title scene, like the IC title scene or the US title scene. I don't think he'd be a world champ. I think he'd be a mid-card guy. And if they did a little bit more, like if they could do something like the Redeemer that he did in AEW, because that was really good. If they could do something like that and make him a bit serious, I'd dig it.
Yeah, I've never really seen Rusev as being a world champion. He never gave me that appeal. I mean, he might have for others. But yeah, him being a world champion was never something that I saw that he would achieve. And that kind of sounds bad, but I never saw it.
Fair enough. But I see we're at 94 people. We're just getting close to triple digits here before the show kicks off. We're still about 20 minutes away. So let's see if we can get to triple digits, as I scared a bunch of people off, I guess, for that. But Chris, what up? Naomi or Bailey winning? Yeah, they've already got it advertised. Like that would be if we don't get a title match for the women's world title with Nia Jax at Bad Blood, we would be at the 4 matches like you were talking about earlier. That the Wikipedia already has that match advertised, so I assume Bailey or Naomi's winning.
Yeah, absolutely, and it better be Naomi. That's all I'm saying.
Man's gonna be the only one there booing the shit out of Bailey if she shows up. Everyone in the whole section's cheering for Bailey, and Anthony's just boo, boo, I hate you. You don't deserve it. Matty Braps, what up? Saying his favorite is Cody Rhodes. Well, you've got adrenaline in your soul, sir. Z-Man Scar, happy Friday. Jobson, what up?
What up,
Vance? What up? Hassan. And there's all the names, all the comments. Chris, thank you. Happy early birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you. Kira saying, thank you. We love you. I love you, random citizen. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you, Denisha, for the $2 super chat. Yes, folks, we do have the super chats, the super stickers as well. 100% if you want to make sure you show up and show out, because that's what the show is about. And it just helps us out. It helps massage that algorithm like everything else. Saying happy early birthday, Big Nick. Best wishes. Thank you. Byron, what up? Boston, your favorite there. Anthony.
What's up, Boston? How you doing?
Ken saying happy birthday. Thank you. Anthony Slate saying, hey guys, what up? Everybody. Jobson, I'm trying to make sure I get everybody that's taking time out of their day to sit there and say happy birthday to me, like I'm saying.
Right.
But Jordan, what up? What is this? Nick's okay. Fine. Thanks, Boston. Thanks, bud. Thanks. There we go. We'll move right along from that. Thanks, bud. Stop it. What up? Appreciate you, my guy. Love you too, Boston. Remember, I know where I can find you, motherfucker. But we do also have the U.S. title match going on tonight. I know we had talked about it a little bit earlier with like Rocco's comment and everything, to where this still might be an ongoing thing. We might get more of a triple threat because Andrade and Carmelo have had a whole feud. KJ threw this out earlier, and he might have also admitted that it was hungover thoughts with KJ. But could you see the Lucha Bros showing up, whether it be tonight or say at Bad Blood, and pairing with an Andrade?
I mean, I could see it, but not like this early. What I've noticed with Triple H over the past year or so, year and a half, is Like when they hire somebody, they don't debut right away. Like they try to figure things out, plan things out. So I don't see it happening like right now, but I can see them in the future joining Andrade. But like tonight, Bad Blood, I don't see it.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'd rather they honestly just come in as just a regular tag team. I don't Andrade's doing fine on his own, and I
Yeah,
don't we already have two Latin factions. We have Legado and we have LWO. We don't exactly need a third.
I forgot about
So,
Legato.
right, that's the thing. I'm still waiting for Escobar and Andrade to still do the Spider-Man meme and pretty much you and I am you, because we've joked at times that Escobar was doing Andrade's gimmick better than Andrade. But he's really hit his stride, and they need to bolster that tag division. I'm sick of like I said, we don't need a third Latin faction. So leave the Lucha Bros, have them just be their own tag team and everything, and you can still have them have their singles matches and have their little singles runs and everything.
Yeah, I agree with you there. We need more folks in that tag team division. Having the Lucha Bros come in and immediately like be in the tag team division, I think that's great. And like we talked about last night with MCMG, like they'll be in NXT, but I don't think that'll be for very, very long because, like you said, you have them being somewhere on the WrestleMania card next year. So yeah, we need more folks in that tag team division. So I don't think it's good right now to pair them up if they're joining to be with Andrade. Let them be in that tag team division.
Yeah, well, like you said too, of it'd be really fast if we just had everybody going crazy on Twitter saying that they had signed, quote unquote, officially and everything. So, well, it's very rare that it'd be like within days of somebody getting announced that they've signed that they debut. So,
Right.
we're still waiting on Hikuleo, and Hikuleo allegedly signed months ago.
Right. And then like Jacob Fatu, like we knew he signed like back in January, but he didn't debut until after WrestleMania. Same with Tamatonga and Tongaloa, they had signed. We didn't even know Tongaloa had signed.
Right.
He just showed up on screen one week and we are like, oh my God, that's Tongaloa.
Absolutely. Jason, what up? Saying happy birthday. Yeah, I love you too, Boston. Dennis, what up? Saying, hey, Nick and Anthony, happy early birthday, Nick. Thank you. Byron saying it as well. Everybody's favorite taxi driver. You wear the same type of chapeau that I do. Why is this man's hat over and mine isn't? You got the baby face hat. I got the heel hat, apparently.
They like it better on me. They like
I am the original tribal hat. I am the OTC, the original tribal chapeau. Yes, I'm a Virgo. Thank you for playing Zodiac with me. Damien saying I could see Miro and see him in the Royal Rumble match. Interesting. Maybe. Chris, what up? Roddy, what up? MDB, Alexa, play Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder. No, I'm the only one that has a birthday. Well, anyone that has my birthday date has their own theme song. It's September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, that's
true.
Do
you remember the 21st night of September?
That is true. You got a whole song dedicated.
I got a whole song for my birthday. I'm special in more ways than one. That's why I wear the hat, because I can't wear the helmet on stream. Anthony saying happy birthday. Appreciate you, my guy. Now we've started it that I'm a taxi driver, apparently.
Taxi driver.
Oh, thanks. You're going to start a taxi driver chat now. Thanks. Appreciate you. But yeah, we've also got tonight on SmackDown the only other match that they've so far announced. So this should hopefully still be a pretty big show. We expect it's night 2 of them being on USA Network. So you expect them to still very much be trying to put everything, front load it, make a big splash.
Yeah.
But we do also have Giovanni Vinci taking on Apollo Crews to avenge his 3-second loss after he couldn't get out of his jacket and turned around and got pinned and everything. I don't know if you saw that, but not exactly a good debut for my fellow Italian brother in there, of losing in 3 seconds to Apollo Crews because he got beat by a jacket.
Yeah, crazy. I wasn't I wasn't upset that he lost in 3 seconds, but I felt like they did a build of his vignettes over the course of a couple of weeks, and then just to have him lose in 3 seconds, I was like, that's kind of shaky. Like we're on shaky ground here, right? I didn't think it was like the end of Vinci or they buried Vinci or anything like that, but I was like, maybe we could have did something different.
Right. And so they are. There's going to be a Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes face to face tonight at Georgia Tech, which I don't know how much you can fully speak on this as you're, a fellow Georgian yourself here, but it's, bringing Cody and Roman together because Cody's a Georgian like yourself, and Roman played 2 seasons, I believe, for Georgia Tech when he was playing college football. So, yeah.
Yeah, so Cody Rhodes, born and raised, I believe, here in Georgia. Roman Reigns went to Georgia Tech for a couple of years there. I think that's like the background of the storytelling of how basically both of their careers kind of started in Georgia. So I think that's kind of where we at. I don't think it's like anything like big or special or anything I can kind of deep dive into. I think it's just both of their careers really kind of resonated in Georgia, and I guess they're just taking it back to where it all started.
Well, and it's the way to tie it in, and it ties it into with the pay-per-view because Bad Blood's in Atlanta, Georgia as well. And
Yep.
see, look at what you done started. Taxi driver, yellow cabbie, thank MDB letting us know he shares his birthday with Michael B. Jordan and Joe Pesci. Nice, my guy. Trek saying, did you guys see the report that the SmackDown 3-hour thing is a 6-month trial? Not sure I'm entirely buying that. We talked about this a bit last night. I don't think either of us are really buying the idea that SmackDown is going to be a 3-hour show.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think contracts work with like we're losing Raw, that's 3 hours, so let's give SmackDown 3 hours. I don't think contracts work like that. I mean, they could, but I don't think so. I personally don't want 6 hours of WWE main roster television each week. I think that's a bit much. Mondays is already, even though they've been really hitting it home over the past couple of months, watching Raw for 3 hours is tiring, right? And then doing the same thing at the end of the week for SmackDown, I don't want it. I like SmackDown being 2 hours, and I hope they keep it that way. But if they don't, I'll be watching regardless, I guess.
Well, and yeah, but there's been nothing to me that's a tell that they're going to go to 3 hours, like you said. Just the contracts don't work that way. Of hey, well, we're losing Raw, so now you guys get the free hour that they had. If USA still wanted to keep Raw 3 hours, they would have, because this is still that grace period between their deal with initially with USA and them going to Netflix, and we still don't even know if Netflix is going to have Raw go to 3 hours. It's just speculated. We know that it's the 2-hour thing might be up at the start of January. And have no idea. I have no feeling that SmackDown's going to go to 3 hours, because they would have kept Raw for the 3 hours that it was already at versus trimming it to 2 hours. And they've made a big deal, like we were talking before we went live, of expecting an overrun like we got last week, to where we had actual producer credits rolling on a WWE program. I've never seen that before. We're going to get an overrun. We're going to get 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours and 15. We're not going to get a full 3 hours.
Yeah, I think 3 hours is just way too much for SmackDown, and I agree with you. Like, we're gonna get probably a weekly overrun with SmackDown, but 3 hours altogether, I don't see that happening. And then it just goes back to what Triple H said years ago, that booking 3 hours is very difficult. So you're gonna do 3 hours of Raw. You're gonna try to book 3 hours of Raw and 3 hours of SmackDown each week. I think that's a bit much.
Right. Then you're talking 2+ an hour of level up, which that's still been talked about there, because there's the whole deal too as well. I've seen people talking about is we're about 6 minutes away from the show, folks. I see about 81 people with us. Let's see if we can get to Triple Ditch before we kick off Friday Night SmackDown here. But I've saw the whole conversation about the Peacock deal ending February 2026, I believe, and that Raw and NXT might break away from that and be, available other places and everything. We're looking so far ahead with some of this shit to me.
Yeah, I actually read something that was similar to that, but I read that they were shopping the entire library around come like the end of 2025 to, I heard Prime, like Amazon Prime Video as one of them, as a top contender. Also heard that Netflix might take all of it, which I thought Netflix was taking all of it regardless with the after the deal with Peacock was over, but I might be wrong there. but yeah, I think we're looking too deep into the future with all of these shifts in WWE's programming and library and stuff like that. It's kind of a lot.
Yeah, we're 2 years into the future here. There's nothing saying that that deal won't turn around and get renewed, what have you. We're anticipating already, well, in 2 years' time, they'll just break apart everything. To me, even if they did go to a prime or something like that, you keep everything, you move everything together. You don't move, like you can do it with your weekly shows, what have you, but as the full content library and everything, or where you're going to air your POEs or anything, you shift that as a whole. You don't scatter that more than it already is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments mention me and TNA and how I would love for TNA to be 3 hours. No, TNA is perfect at 2 hours. I don't want to see 3 hours of TNA.
MDB Anthony wouldn't complain if it was TNA for 3 hours. I don't know. Trey, what up? Christian, what up? Yes, I did see your birthday suggestion. I don't know if I'm gonna take you up on it. I already got plans, my guy. Well, I appreciate it. Anthony doesn't complain whenever TNA. Right. So TNA can just do whatever they want.
Right. TNA is always doing good stuff though. It's rare when they do something stupid and I'm like, that's just crappy. But I rarely do complain on TNA. That is the truth, kid.
Brandon, what up? Safit saying the whole WWE library might end up on Netflix. I think they're going to stay with the Peacock deal. I think it's worked out fairly well. Everybody's already there. Like Netflix would actually be a decent option because you're going to get people there because of Raw. So it wouldn't be a bad shift, but I don't know if that's where they'd want to go.
Yeah, I would be shocked honestly if they take everything away from NBC. Peacock is owned by NBC, and almost taking everything away. The only thing they would have left is SmackDown. I'm kind of shaky on that because they've had a long-standing relationship with NBC. Even before I'm not sure if USA was always owned by NBC, but I mean even before they moved back to what was it, TNN, way back in the early days of the Ruthless Aggression era. But they've had a long-standing relationship with NBC, and to just take almost everything away from them, I don't see that happening.
Right. Well, Misfit Wrestling Podcast shout out saying WWE Library is going to Netflix overseas. Well, that's a whole different situation then too, because that's like when you look at AEW and how they broadcast their pay-per-views internationally versus domestically and everything. That's a whole fucking can of worms. And again, we're still talking about stuff that's 2 years down the road.
Right. We still don't even know where SummerSlam 2025 is, but we know where SummerSlam 2026 is.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still trying to remember that I got to log into USA to watch SmackDown now instead of Fox. So let's not put the cart before the horse here.
Right. I know last Friday y'all were on Fox before the stream started.
It's just forcing that. It's forcing nature. It's force of habit and everything like that. So like, yeah, let's not already worry about subscriptions that I might have to add in 2 years' time. Let's just focus on the here and now.
Right. Let's focus on the here and now because they're always adding some type of subscription service on us. Like we got to keep Netflix at least for another 5 years, or if they extend the contract with Netflix, that's 10 years. So it's crazy.
Well, then I'll segue into, speaking of subscription services, folks, 100% make sure you hit subscribe on us. 100%. We're tiptoeing by the window closer and closer to 6K. So help us keep growing, keep moving, keep doing that thing. And again, as we're 88 people, we were hovering around 90 here. Let's see if we can hit triple digits again before we go live for Friday Night Smackdown here tonight. As I've got probably 30 seconds or less here before we go live. So me and Anthony are going to try and sync up when the show kicks off. If you want to sync up with us at home as well, we'll make sure it's painfully obvious as to where we're syncing up. But yeah, I'm excited for tonight. Like, it's night 2 of them on USA Network. I feel they're good. They hit it out of the park the first night. The batting average so far is pretty good. I'm hoping they at least get a double tonight.
Yeah, SmackDown last week was really, really good, and I had to watch it the next day because TNA's Victory Road was on, so I was trying to watch both at
Mm,
the same time. It was impossible because both shows were really good, and my
you got to be a
eyes were just
glove
kind of
boy.
right. My eyes were just kind of glued to Victory Road, but SmackDown the next day, I watched it. It was phenomenal. So I'm expecting, a similar vibe tonight. I don't know if they're gonna hit it out the park like last week. I think I might have gave SmackDown somewhere around an 8 or 9. If they can pull off an 8 or 9 rating tonight, I'm excited.
Right. I got iced tea and Mariska. Yes, I also have Mariska Hargitay. Mariska
Yeah.
Hargitay with you and Mariska Hargitay with you as well. If anyone gets that fucking Love Guru reference, I swear to God. But yeah, and I do think, and I know we talked about this at the start of the show and everything, the new theme song, the new intro and everything, the new fresh coat of paint on SmackDown really helps kind of bring you into it, get a vibe going before the show kicks off.
Yeah, the new logo, the new like face to faces that they have to promote the
Right? I have
matches.
then, I
I
had
have
then,
I have them now.
I have now. You have now?
Nope.
I paused it now.
I have now.
Oh, I have for. Let me know when you get forever.
Okay. Forever.
There we go. So, folks, me and Anthony are synced up. SmackDown's kicking off 100%. Be your friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. Again, it's my birthday Eve, 100%. And the best thing you can do for me and for being for your wrestling friends is spread the good gospel of wrestling for Life Network out there. We're out here having
Absolutely.
conversations with the congregation.
Right. Like, share, subscribe. Like KJ says, wherever wrestling is being talked about, drop the link there.
Absolutely. As I've got Cody coming off the top of the cage from last week here.
Yeah. I got the Crossroads.
Yep.
Did he
So
do
we're
it 3 times last week? I can't remember. Or did he just do it once?
it was either one or two.
Okay.
Because it's the 3 that takes out Roman and everything, and Solo ain't exactly on that level here yet. But we
Right.
kicked off last week with the cage match. So what are we gonna exactly kick off tonight with here? You've got to come hot and heavy out the gate here. Do you start
Do you
it off
kick off with the women? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you kick off with the women's tag team match or the US title match?
Yeah, honestly, if I had to do something, it would probably be the women's tag match, because then if someone has to say goodbye, then they get the whole rest of the show to say goodbye to this person and that person. If Tiffany is the one that ends up costing the match and everything, and that's Nia having a match at Bad Blood, then you've got the later on in the show to where they can show the conflict. They can show them, you screwed me over. Oh, you should have won. Da, 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 and you can see all that tension build.
Yeah. That's true. I hope they kind of kick off with the women's tag team match. Let's get that in and out because I need to see Naomi win.
Mans need to be excited the whole rest of the show. The whole rest of the show can suck, but he's going to be able to see Naomi live challenging for the world title. It's a win in his book.
Absolutely.
MGB finally a seamless sync up. Hey, we just leave the fact that me and Anthony are in the same country alone. That makes it a little bit easier when you're, don't have like 720 ping and shit like that.
Exactly. You got Nick. You got KJ watching on Sportsnet in Canada or something to that effect. We both on the USA Network here in the United States.
Right. USA. Hey, USA Network, where's their care package and everything? I'll wear a Smackdown shirt.
Right.
Everyone loves a good Mike Myers movie. Yes, they do. Except the Dutch. Kevin and hi, Big Nick. Happy birthday and hi, Anthony. Ronan, what up? What? Woman's Toro Soffit's giving his prediction on what kicks off the show is, we're getting the whole replay from last week of Cody initially saying, I don't want to be involved in this. I'm done dealing with the bloodline. And then comes out there and is, asking Roman for the contract signing. Like, how do you feel that Cody is pairing up with Roman after everything they went through?
I feel like it's a little weird and a little off-putting. I'm excited that the match is happening, but I just don't understand why it's happening. Like, they both got beef with Bloodline 2.0, but I don't know. Oh, I guess we're getting it. Are we getting the Georgia Tech? not
No,
right
they're
now.
teasing it of tonight. We'll have the face-to-face. They meet at the 50-yard line, like two dads arguing, about, starting positions in football and everything. But it is, as we've got the bloodline showing up here, they won't even check in the tag team gold. But it is a little interesting. It's, to me, it's a little Rock Austin-ish of, how they're the two top guys, your two top baby faces, essentially at this point, your two top talent. So you could, Jacob's just laying out security.
Security.
Jacob, you listen, it's normally not great when you try and get through security, so you already have a hard enough time going places. You don't need to be having a history and having a track record of beating up security.
This is crazy. I was trying to hear what Michael Cole said. He said breaking news, but then didn't say much after that. So
what is Michael Cole?
Yeah, he didn't say much after that. That's weird, but okay.
Right. But I do, and I mean, they've always had a bit of a history. Like they've done it before, but Corey and Michael as the commentary team, I think, very much works.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I like them both together. And I like I like Pat McAfee a little bit. Sometimes I feel like he's overdoes things a little bit. But
I love me some Pat. I mean,
Michael Cole and Pat are pretty good together too.
Right. As John C. What up? As folks, we are kicking it off with the U.S. title match. So we were wondering which match was going to start us off, and it's the U.S. title match here. So let us know in the chat whether you're taking LA Knight or you're taking Andrade El Idolo.
Easily, I'm taking LA Knight. I think LA Knight retains. I don't think he's dropping that title for a minute.
Could it be Andrade wins by disqualification?
Possibly.
You get a Carmelo Hayes shows up.
Yeah, I think we're kind of we're not done with that just yet with Carmelo. Even though we've had like 17 matches in the span of 4 weeks, I don't feel like we're done just yet.
I think that you've got to really start to hone in on building this U.S. title division now that LA Knight has the belt instead of Logan Paul. This is the first real thing we've seen him have as a title defense or anything post the Logan feud. So you need to start building up this division like Raw did with the IC belt. So having Carmelo get involved, having people kind of all clawing at each other to get at the belt, I think is a nice touch, and it's a needed touch. So I think Carmelo gets involved in this. We don't get a dirty finish, or we get a dusty finish, and we get a triple threat or something on a SmackDown one week.
Yeah, it's I don't see the US title being defended like at Bad Blood or anything. I feel like it'd be on a SmackDown. Like they said, they want to keep the pay-per-view short to stack Raw and SmackDown. So yeah, it'd definitely be somewhere on a future SmackDown.
Yeah, and well, we can talk about that probably on a commercial or whatever, with the whole balance of 5 to 6 matches tops really on WWE pay-per-views, when AEW's giving you double that, if not feels like almost triple that. So saving matches that are really good matches for your weekly television and everything, like Cody versus Solo in a steel cage that we got to start off last week, could have arguably been a pay-per-view match, but they use it to start off the SmackDown, kicking off USA Network and everything. So because they have that much good matches, good stories going on like that they can still place everything around and still keep the weekly show stacked as well.
Yeah, and I think like they did with Nia Jax and Meechin a couple of weeks ago. I think it was right before. I don't remember the last pay-per-view's name, so forgive me for that. But it was right before that pay-per-view, and they had that street fight, which I felt like was great. That they ended SmackDown with the street fight in the main event, and they really killed it. I don't think we would have got that type of match at that pay-per-view the next night. So yeah, I think it was a good decision on them. It was Bash in Berlin, I think, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're kicking off with not Logan Paul, LA Knight and Andrade for the US title.
Absolutely.
I think this will be good.
Right. Let us know in the chat. You taking LA for the win. Like I know LA's not dropping the title here tonight.
Right.
to me, it's does someone get in? Like, is there an interference or anything like that? Is there a disqualification versus LA goes over clean?
I'll be shocked if LA goes over clean. I would be shocked, especially because they've been really kind of focusing on Andrade a lot and Carmelo. So I feel like you know, LA Knight loses it. I'm not LA Knight, but Andrade losing clean. I don't feel like that's happening tonight.
Yeah, you kind of cut every bit of momentum that you built with him out of it here. But Kareem, LA Knight, yeah. Everybody taking LA.
Yeah.
Really saying we and her. Yeah, we and her. That's LA for the win. LA for the win. I'm calling a throw up. Mello ain't smart enough to stay out of this one.
Yeah.
It builds up your mid card title scene, and I like what they've done already so far with Andrade and Carmelo, and so that's still going to constantly, build towards any sort of direction towards LA Knight because they're all fighting for the championship. You need to build a mid card division.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to figure out why we're like 9 minutes into SmackDown and already in a commercial break. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, we got the start of a match and we went right into a commercial.
Right, just crazy. But yeah, we definitely have to build up that US title division. I think, and they're gonna do that with LA Knight, just like they did it with Gunther over there with the IC title on Monday Night Raw. And I feel like they'll do the same thing here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is you need to really, now that LA Knight's not dealing with Logan Paul and Logan's off our screens and everything like that, that we really need to develop a mid-card title scene on SmackDown. Hey, for everybody that believes it's going 3 hours, you're going to need a decent mid-card title scene for it to withstand going 3 hours. So you need to have a competitive division. So like right now you've got Andrade, Carmelo. I'm trying to think of even some other names as you could say are in that division. So we really need to add depth. Like you go to Raw with the IC belt and everything. Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, all the Brauns are already involved in that division. Jey Uso's going after the belt. He's defending it when we're going to be here live as well. If I can get to the slide there for Monday Night Raw as well, we'll be back at it like a jackrabbit for that. But
right.
Monday Night Raw has a solid IC title scene, and SmackDown, I'm just waiting for them to kind of build that up.
Yeah, because like you said, we only got a few. You didn't mention Santos Escobar, so you kind of got him there too. But if you're gonna do 3 hours, two divisions have to kind of grow here, and that'll be the women's division. They got to kind of add some star power in the women's division. You can use an Alexa here or something, and then the mid card US title division. You gotta have some stars there as well.
So you said Alexa right there. I caught you saying that. So you think Alexa shows up on SmackDown?
I feel like if they're going to go
away from the Wyatt Six,
I feel like if they're going to go with the 3 hour route, you kind of need someone that has an established name outside of Bianca Belair and Charlotte. Becky Lynch, you kind of need an Alexa in that mix because I feel like the women's division on Raw is kind of stacked a little bit, so you kind of need someone over there on SmackDown. But I will always like to have Alexa Bliss with the Wyatt Six as well. So,
well, we're waiting for Charlotte Flair to return here as Curtis returning to the chat. Our predictions champion saying over under number of commercial breaks 9. I'm definitely taking the over, seeing how, like you said, we're like under 15 minutes in and already in a commercial break. Yeah.
Right at the start of the match. I'm going to answer this question because Christian has put it in the chat a couple of times. Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman. I still find Bronson Reed very boring. I think his wrestling ability is great. But I'm sorry, every time he comes out to that ring, there's no reaction. When he comes out to his entrance music, there's no reaction. After he gets in the ring and actually shows what he's doing, he gets a reaction from the crowd. Bronson Reed is still boring to me. But what he's been doing wrestling-wise and the attacks that he's been doing, I do find that interesting. But I'm still on the
So you find everything the man is doing interesting, but you somehow find him boring?
I find him boring because he's kind of bland when he talks. Like they ran that promo package this week on Raw, and I was like, I'm not interested. But then when he came out there and destroyed everybody, I'm interested. Like I think he needs a mouthpiece. Let him be the wrestler, and then somebody else be his mouthpiece.
That I won't even argue you too much on that, because that's fine. I can see that. I can almost believe that. I don't think he's too bad on the mic or anything, but at least you're not going to say what he's been doing in ring or anything like that hasn't been top tier.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna say that, because I honestly said I was gonna give it a chance, and I have. And like what he's doing in ring is phenomenal. The attacks, the stuff he's done with Braun Strowman and all of that, that's fun. I just, when it comes to the mic, it's just like I don't want to hear you talk. It's just not interesting at all.
Fair enough. I'm waiting until you end up buying like a Tsunami shirt or something at this point, because you said the same type of shit with CM Punk, and look where we are now.
But I'm not gonna buy any CM Punk gear. I can guarantee that.
I can send you some CM Punk gear if you'd like. But LA Knight right now just tossing Andrade in the ring after they were fighting on the outside, just smacking each other's skulls off the announce desk. Alexis Cruz versus Vinci tonight. Yes. Oh, slingshot shoulder barge from LA Knight for a 2 count.
Yeah, this match is kind of heating up here.
Well, and you got also like even the new camera angles here of we're circling the ring, looking through the ring ropes. I kind of dig it. Like WWE's production game, presentation game is still constantly evolving.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell from, I can't remember that other guy's name that handled the camera production. You can tell he's gone.
Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn. Kevin
You
Dunn.
can tell he's gone because all of the camera movements, the entrances, like from behind as they're walking through the curtains, all of that is cool. I like it.
And that was all a continuous shot. There was no cuts. You literally followed everything that they did through that. Like it's very like as LA Knight on the outside there, but for all the cinematography nerds and everything like myself out there and everything, to where it's all one continuous shot and everything. It's so unique and so interesting to pull some off like that and keep everything in frame, keep everything fluid. Yeah, as Andrade moonsault off the top.
That was cool, man.
Right.
We're going back to commercial though. I can definitely tell
God.
that.
Yeah, as we pan to the title, you know that's a segue for a commercial. But Lady B saying since Corey's on SmackDown, we may get Carmella back to add some sizzle to the women's division.
I forgot about Carmella. I totally forgot about Carmella. Yeah, that's somebody that you can really put in the SmackDown women's division. I like that idea.
Do you think Carmella might just be done? Like, because that's the thing is I haven't heard a lot of talk about Carmella coming back.
The last thing I heard was when she was asked, she was dealing with some type of foot injury. It was like a complication from being pregnant. I don't know the ins and the outs. But since then, I haven't heard anything. You are right. I haven't heard anything about
Jamie Hayter's almost came back faster than her. Alexa's close to coming back. I think Becky came back faster than her.
Right, and I think Charlotte is on her way back.
Just saying.
Oh no, I mean I don't think that's the wrong take there. Is like, is she completely done with wrestling? If there's anybody that I can see like saying I'm gonna be done for a while, I can see Carmella being that person.
Right. Yeah. John C. Yeah, she was pregnant. Well, she's already had the kid. She has definitely already had the kid. Corey left and came back faster than she did.
Exactly. So, she's not like Bonnie from Family Guy that was pregnant for like 15 seasons.
Right. For like 5 seasons. Break number two. I like this. Toke number 2. Absolutely. But 100%. Yeah. Could it like when do we get even a Charlotte back or anything like that? There's plenty of women that could be coming back, like we've talked about it on NXT with Nikita Lyons and everything. There's a fair amount of women that are on the sidelines that you almost don't care if and when they come back, respectfully. But then
Charlotte,
you get
Charlotte, on the other hand, like I heard that she was like cleared to wrestle, and then about a week or so ago I heard that she wasn't, and it still could be some time that she, you know, is away from WWE. So the whole Charlotte thing is a little weird, and I've said it so many times about Nikita Lyons in the chat that people only like Nikita Lyons because of what's behind her. I don't find her as a very good wrestler. I'm gonna just be honest.
She's a posterior and nothing more.
Right.
But then you also have, well, speaking of posteriors, there was, you know, Mandy Rose, who was, you know, let go because she was showing off her posterior and everything, that she's talked about of wanting to come back, of kind of almost having that itch to get back into pro wrestling.
I know Mandy Rose was at that combine that they had a couple of weeks ago. She was there training. If there's a place that I could see Mandy Rose going, you know where I'm headed. It's TNA. Like, put Mandy Rose in the knockouts division.
And everyone that says Anthony doesn't say only nice things about TNA has been proven right, sir.
I mean, the knockouts division needs some more knockouts, you know. And I think Mandy Rose would be great there. I definitely do.
She does the Beautiful People 2.0 or 3.0 or Christ, probably at this point 5.0.
Something like that.
But we are
back with SmackDown.
Right. As yes, KJ from the Shadow Realm saying happy birthday, Nick. Appreciate you. Yeah, even MDB. KJ from the Shadow Realm. Curtis, thank you. John said maybe Corey and Carmella decided was going to stay home and be a full-time mom. And that's fair to them. 100%. It's the same thing like with Becky taking time off and everything. How everyone instantly went to, oh, she's going to AEW. No, she's going home to be a mom. Just let her be a mom.
Yeah. I don't think we'll ever see Becky Lynch in AEW, but yeah, she's going home to take time to spend time with her daughter and her family, and like you say, be a mom. So
right.
You know. Oh, we got LA Knight with a DDT. 1, 2, 2
go. Banger after banger. Wrong show, wrong Sheamus. Or Shotzi, she is close to being clear, but she needs a great storyline. Yeah. I almost feel like Shotzi might be better in NXT. Just a little bit like around like the Tatum, Lyra, Wendy Chu shit. I know I said Wendy Chu, I invoked her name. I only said it twice. It's not like Beetlejuice. I didn't say the third.
I like Shotzi. I think I don't know. I think a lot of people, and I'm not saying you are, so right. But I do think a lot of people kind of hate on Shotzi a bit too harshly. I like her. I think she is, you know, she's decent in the ring. She does struggle on the mic a lot. I do think that, but given the right circumstances, given the proper material, I think Shotzi could do well on SmackDown with a pretty good potential feud.
Yeah, we haven't even really fully fleshed out like the SmackDown women's division a bit. Like I feel like we almost have more on Raw. Well, it's been really just Liv and Rhea. But we haven't fleshed out a full division on SmackDown yet. We've got Mia Mission, we've got Nia Jackson, we've got the 2 women in the tag match tonight. That's really about it.
Right, and you don't really see anybody else. Ooh, that was close.
Caught him with the double moonsault thing that he does. Well, like it caught him right on the knees, though.
Wow, that was real close. I thought that was it.
Right,
and it made me lose my train of thought.
You're good. Keisha, what up? Bradley, hey, the Yankees clinched the postseason. It's your birthday. Big Nick, happy birthday, my guy. Appreciate it. And Ringside Anthony and everybody else. Yes, 100%. The Yankees are going on the playoffs. Oh, Meteor in the corner. Dos, amigos, dos. This is a hell of a match. Like, I will say this. The mid-card scene on SmackDown, match quality has, I would say, been better than the Raws, but they have a deeper rotation, I'll say.
Yeah, Raw has a deeper rotation, but the matchups on SmackDown have been way better. I've liked almost every Carmelo and Andrade match. There was one I
Right.
didn't pay attention to because I felt like we saw it 2 weeks ago, but
Ah,
other than that, they were all pretty good.
power slam by LA Knight. Yeah.
Oh,
LA Knight needs to switch to pants or something. Why?
elbow from the
Oh,
top
yeah.
rope.
Michael Hill is coming to WWE at some point, I believe, at some point. Oh, rolls through after the BFT or dodges it. 2 out.
Ooh,
Oh, back elbow. He still
Back
hits
elbow.
that so fucking clean. I still love that every time. 2 out. He hits that so good because he looks like he's actually stumbling through and everything. It looks like, the drunken master.
Yeah, it looked like he was about to fall, but just caught him with a straight elbow.
I will say this as an Eddie Kingston fan: Andrade's spinning back elbow is better than Eddie Kingston's. It's better than the fucking Judas Effect by miles. It's better than Eddie Kingston's spinning back elbow. It's my favorite version of that move in wrestling.
Judas Effect is not even in the conversation. Andrade at the top.
Curtis saying awesome match. Yeah, he
tripped twice.
Once, twice. Can't get on the top rope.
Oh,
Oh,
he missed that. I think it was a drop kick he was going for.
BFT. 1, 2, 3. So Andrade wins, or Andrade loses clean. LA Knight goes over Andrade clean, and it's official as a referee whistle.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked about that he won clean. I'm gonna need LA Knight to stop that jump move to the top rope though. He's kind of failed that a lot of times.
Did he get gigged the hard way with that elbow because he's got color on the side of his head? If they go back to showing the replay of the elbow, but yeah, when he tries to do like the prettiest moonsault, like pop up shit, he has a history of like not hitting the middle rope super clean.
Right.
But so LA Knight retains and goes over Andrade clean with a 1, 2, 3 after a BFT. But yeah, see, look at the side of his face, like right by his eye.
Oh yeah, he's cut open.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I think he got it the hard way. Like he really took that elbow. Oh, they're gonna don't shake hands.
I was just about to say that. Don't shake hands.
Don't do that. But they're chatting. Oh, they're gonna dap it up.
It looks like they're about to shake hands.
Grip the palm. What? What the? Oh, that was awesome. I know Andrade doesn't. In English isn't his native language, but normally when you see someone do this, they are going up. You dap. You do that. This man just grabbed his fist. It was like, no, you shake hands. Like what? That's just a natural. That's body language shit. That's not language shit.
I don't think you have to have like a language for that.
No, but so they do end up shaking hands and everything. So Andrade is full baby face out here. But yeah.
Are we playing what happened last week with Nia and Bailey and Naomi?
Right. As we've got the two ladies back. Well, we've got Nia Jax and Tiffany backstage. Bacon fried turkey. Yeah. Sounds like something I might be having tomorrow. Right?
Bacon fried turkey.
That's just fat on fat.
Right.
That match was messed up. No, I think it was a hell of a match. The finish, like as it was starting to cook, they cut it off and they went to the finish, and I almost kind of like it. if they're going to do another match afterwards. I don't like the handshake shit afterwards.
Yeah.
I think it should have been, I almost had you, like that fucking Paul Walker, Vin Diesel. I almost had you. Doesn't matter whether you win by an inch or a mile. But it should have been more of that instead of, handshakes and hug it out. But it showed to me that there's the potential for when they run this match back that it's going to be even better.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel like if they do run this match back, it kind of has to be on a pay-per-view. I don't know. They'll probably put it on the SmackDown though. But I don't know if you heard. Nia Jax just said to Tiffany Stratton, if you take the pinfall tonight, you might want to consider yourself leaving SmackDown.
Oh, but still, is this where we get to the point to where Tiffany gets closer to cashing in or anything? Like, is Tiffany Stratton going to turn babyface when she cashes in? Because Nia Jax will be a heel, and it's extremely rare. I would think that you would have a heel cash in and be successful on a heel. So would it be like Ziggler cashing in on Del Rio of all of a sudden now Tiffany Stratton's a babyface because she's the new women's champion. She gets dejected by Nia Jax. That sets up her turning, her coming out at the last minute and cashing in on her.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. I think it's Tiffany has to come out as the face here, but I haven't seen much of Tiffany's run in NXT. I came in on the latter bit when she was feuding with Becky Lynch. Has she ever been a face?
No.
So I don't know how that would work.
Would you say Rhea Ripley's the face right now?
Yeah.
Does it do super face things? I guess I don't know. I'm trying to make a case for my girl here. Of you would have to put Tiffany through trials and tribulations, I feel, to fully make her a baby face. But like, does she stay a heel and cash in?
Yeah, I don't know. The last time I can recall a heel cashing in on a face, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but Alexa Bliss cashed in. Nope, never mind. Because Nia Jax was the champion. Alexa Bliss cashed in on Nia Jax when she faced Ronda Rousey, and Nia Jax was a heel at that point, and Alexa Bliss was a heel. It didn't turn Alexa Bliss face after that because she faced Ronda Rousey and lost the title. So I don't know. I don't know what we do here.
Well, I think you would eventually, like, could this be to where if Tiffany's going to probably take the pin here tonight, as we are in another commercial break, by the way, folks. But Tiffany takes the pin here. It sets up the tension and everything between her and Nia, like you even mentioned of. I would suggest you think about leaving SmackDown if you cost us the match here tonight. And that turns Tiffany. She gets dejected by Nia Jax. You start putting her through losses. She gets beat up by Nia, this, that, and the third. And then you slowly start to spin her as a babyface. And then she cashes in and gets her comeuppance on Nia Jax.
Okay, I like that.
But that's going to be a tough pull for someone like a Tiffany Stratton, because that character, that personality, everything leans heavily to being a heel.
That does. Or do you even have Tiffany actually be the first woman to not successfully cash in?
Oh, do you kneecap her out the start of her career? I feel with that. If you saddle somebody with that situation, the first big thing, their debut on the main roster is them as a Money in the Bank holder and everything, and they aren't successful. You've crippled them out the gate. You have kneecapped them, because how do you recover from that as a wrestler, as a performer, as a character? You instantly look like Baron Corbin. True. Respectfully.
I'm trying to think in my head what potentially could happen. If
I think they have to find a way to turn Tiffany babyface. It's gonna be a long process. It's gonna be interesting. They've done the whole kind of conflicted of, does she just turn, and it'd be weird because it'd be heel to heel. But yeah, as we're backstage now with Carmelo and Andrade running into each other. Are they going to become a tag team like the goddamn Bar or something?
I hope not. I hope not.
We don't just set the bar. We are the bar.
They going at it.
As I said,
I knew it wasn't over.
Oh. Now, Carmelo, how you let this man get the better of you after he just had a match and everything? You're here fresh as a daisy, fresh on the streets, untouched, unfazed, and this man's getting the better of you.
Right, hey, just went through a war.
This is going to be a weird thing to say, and anyone, if you're not watching SmackDown right now with us, you might not fully get it, but the weirdy, like, sweaty drip and everything of Andrade's hair on the camera, as literally the cameraman got so close, he was, like, all up in that space. Is a nice touch and a nice effect. It's always like the weird things of like when you get a little bit of like a blood splatter or a sweat splatter or something on the camera screen because on the lens because they're that close and up close with the action there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually cool to see because I turned away for a quick second and then came back and the camera was just all crazy with water.
Diddy didn't show up. There was no baby oil. There was no freak offs. There was none of that. So
there wasn't 1,000 bottles of baby oil or anything.
No, no baby oil. No baby oil. No, nothing. As we're cutting to Georgia Tech here.
Yeah, they're showing the Atlanta skyline and everything.
Now, this is still, though, just so weird as shit. Like, this really wouldn't actually ever happen in some type of, like, real-life scenario here of right at, like, the middle of the night. The only fucking people on the streets are these, like, 5 black sedans that you don't know who's in who and everything. We're all going to just sit here and meet at the center of this field and everything.
Especially not in Atlanta, because there's always traffic somewhere. So.
I was going to say, you can speak on it.
This is good though.
It's very cinematic. It is very much this. You make the thing feel big by the way you present it. Look good, feel good, play good, 100%.
I still don't understand though. And I might by the end of it. So I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. So I might understand by the end of it.
You're fine. I'm trying to figure out what car Cody's coming out here with. Who was it that he was with in the car for the Bad Blood preview and everything?
I know it's a rapper, but
fair enough. I don't want to guess you wrong, but yeah, this is a whole vibe right now. Like MDB saying this is cinematic. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'll give him credit. Like I said, it's such a wrestling thing, but it makes sense somehow. Like it's super cool to watch. This is Captain America having to, reach out to his enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend type of situation here. Like this is Tony Stark looking at Thanos and saying, I guess we need to team up.
This is nice.
Oh wow, they're hyping up the video package or the video screen, so I'm sure we're probably going to show the highlights of everything between those two. Yeah, we're showing Roman at Georgia Tech and everything, but John, agreeing with you. Yeah, 24/7 traffic in Atlanta, but a huge film industry presence. They block off the streets to film this.
That's true. That is true.
Well, and I think Atlanta or something, or Georgia might as a whole have it to where if you film something there, you have to hire X amount of people from there and everything. So you guys have very much made it to where if you're going to use us to film, you better can be paying us and giving back to the community, motherfucker.
We definitely became the Hollywood of the South all of a sudden over the past like 7 or 8 years.
See, y'all wasn't prepared for that with Ludacris and everything like that, with Lil Jon and everything.
I don't think so.
This Iron Man and Captain America Civil War. Yeah, JV, this is. I'm waiting for Underoos and Ricky Starks to come flying out. Sorry?
I said he's talking about the Center Stage Arena. He's talking about the Omni that's now State Farm Arena. Like he's talking about his history.
This is my home. Yeah, this really is fucking Cap and Iron Man here a little bit, and it's interesting. They're mentioning, like you said, the Omni and everything. These are the two guys that are now the figureheads of two families that are essentially the backbones of wrestling, of the Anawahi family and the Rhodes family. I'm not like those two as an actual tag team together.
Right. Just like Cody Rhodes' theme says, there's not just one royal family. So yeah, he's running down the history. Roman Reigns is too.
That's the biggest question. Can they coexist, pal?
Mm-hmm.
It's in my bloodline.
He mentioned Jimmy too, them taking Jimmy away from him.
Which, by the way, Rikishi, if you're just going to randomly say some cryptic shit about your son and everything like that and say like prayers for him, please have a follow-up message behind that and anything. This man just put all of Twitter into a whole fucking tailspin.
Right.
Everybody thought something wrong with Jimmy. No, he's fine.
I like what Jobson says down here. I feel like I'm watching a movie. Yeah, it literally does feel like a movie.
Yeah, this is the town right now. This is the two Dons meeting face to face of deciding how they're gonna, deal with this issue.
Right.
They took your wise man. Hey. Talking about it. Danny Brown. Oh my God, KJ. Well, no. Anthony, not KJ. This is cinematic. This has been the most cinematic-y stuff that WWE's done since WrestleMania. Like this 100% feels on that same type of level, like the similar shit that they were doing around that time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is real good.
This is the Dark Knight Return. Oh, Cody cutting deep with that, and even your own bloodline. And it's not the biggest attract. This is Batman and Joker having a conversation.
Yeah.
This is the tingles are happening here. It's not just because I'm on all the vitamins and everything, but yeah. Larry, what up? Oh, Cap and Iron Man need a Thunderbolt there.
So CM, I said CM Punk. Cody Rhodes says, "I need your word that you'll have my back and I'll have yours."
But even Roman's just so good. Like every fucking mannerism, everything is just to a T, to a point. Like I literally, it feels like we're at a movie theater and we're having to like whisper of like, did you see that? Did you hear what he said? It's so fucking cool. It's just entertaining. Yeah, do you bleed? You will. 100. Yeah, this Batman, Superman shit. This is literally, this is so pulls you the skin.
Roman tried to walk away. Cody cut him off.
Roman can do this weird thing, like even just the little twitches and everything that he does. So where he's like, when he'll get like tense, he's like, and all of that. It's such a different thing that no one else in wrestling does.
Right.
Like you can see him get mad without him saying anything because he just starts twitching.
Roman Reigns said to Cody Rhodes, "You are in my way in life." Like what?
It's there. This is this generation's, this era's Rock Austin. Of these are the two top guys in the company, will be the two top guys in the
And
company.
Kevin Owens watching in the back.
Well, remember, he was the one, he's still Cody's friend. He was the last person to really challenge Cody outside of the bloodline. And there was the whole tease about if Kevin was gonna, go all Green Goblin and go back to being a heel and everything.
Kevin Owens just walks away.
Just disgust as, yeah, that was just so good. I know we either probably talked too much over it or didn't talk enough over it and everything, but that was just 100% already. That's the thing I'm going back to watch tonight from SmackDown, because as cinematic as it was and everything, but they really played it out and it made it make sense. And you have to with something like that, because that's your top guy, your new world champion. He finished his story at WrestleMania defeating this guy. This is, like we joked, of Batman, Superman, Batman and Joker, Iron Man, Thanos, Iron Man, Captain America. These are the two rivals. This is the Georgia Bulldogs going to the Florida Gators and shaking hands and everything like that.
Yeah, that was really cool, to be honest. Every aspect of it, and then being in Atlanta makes it even better. But TNA has done stuff like this in the past. They did it with Giselle Shaw earlier this year, and that was stuff that I really liked. They did it with Rosemary and things of that sort. So I kind of like the video packages and the cinematic feel that wrestling is trying to get into just a tad bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's gonna still be interesting. Yeah, 4-4 Talks had hell of a 7. Even the fucking music that they were playing made it just feel epic as shit. I wanted to open Shazam and be like, "What is the song?"
Right.
Brother Fluff, it's the switcheroo setting up an Owens heel turn, but it'll actually be Orton turning. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about this, sir. I think sooner rather than later, we're going to get Randy Orton going after Cody Rhodes for the world title.
Really? I don't know. That's just not in my ballpark.
He's been eyeing that belt. He's been side-eyeing it. And he has the biggest history of being a heel.
I would say I would rather see Cody and Randy versus Cody versus Randy, other than seeing Randy versus John Cena for the 112th time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm down for Cody and Randy to happen. It wasn't really something I thought of, to be honest.
Fair enough. I think that's been the play for a while here. I know there's been the whole talk of a Rock versus Cody match for the People's Championship or for the world title or for both titles. Right. Even though I still don't think the People's title means shit. But that's been a talk. I think Cody versus Randy's going to happen sooner rather than later, I feel. But yeah, I hadn't thought that wasn't on your radar, my guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not something I really thought of, having Cody versus Randy. But thinking about it, it is a match that would be really good, a feud that would be really good too. And I do want to see Randy Orton as a heel again, because that's when he does his best work. He's a menace when he's a heel.
Well, I'm surprised you are against Randy versus John Cena, because there's the possibility that those two could be kind of going at it towards the back end to see if someone's going to beat Ric Flair's record of almost like a Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire home run kind of standoff showdown there.
I'm gonna choose my words carefully here. I'm against John Cena almost everything.
You hate John Cena, CM Punk. What do you like outside of TNA, sir?
What do you mean? I think out of everything I've said, the only two people that I've said I truly dislike,
you hate Randy Orton, you hate all the
John Cena. But John Cena, in a way, turned me away from watching WWE for a number of years. I did stop watching. So I guess what I'm about to say is I really don't care that he's retiring. I really don't care about his last run. I don't care about any of it. Like I really don't, to be honest. Like
Oh,
I'm hopeful for the end of 2025 so he can just be done and we can get back to what that's kind of how I feel about John Cena.
yo, why would you say something so bold? God
I've just
damn.
never been a fan of John Cena, like never.
Fair enough. I was not expecting anger from House Left over there. I thought at least maybe you kind of just didn't want to see it for the 1,000th time. Instead, you're just like, no, to hell with John Cena, to hell with everything that he's done. Screw your hustle, loyalty, respect. Screw your fucking towel and your shirts and everything like that. Piss off. John, we can all see you. Stop with the meme. You just went scorched earth. You went Hangman Page on Swerve's house.
I guess so.
But Steve Smith went up as we've got Giovanni. The ref's trying to make sure he can actually get his jacket off this time. Or no, we're replaying it of last week. But
see, if I was him, I wouldn't even come out with the jacket.
Does that come out in the buff?
Leave the jacket.
You come out in the nude. You can't grab me by nothing. You come out with no knee pads. You'll piss off MDB. You come out with just the straight tights.
Thank you. 444 talk. Thank you, because I feel like I'm the only one in this world when it comes to Cena. I feel like I hold this world down by myself.
There, you got two of you. All two of you. Daniel, what up? Hey, what up? 316, Paulie Walnuts is a bit behind, but yeah, Antoine, what up? But folks, let us know whether you're taking Giovanni Vinci, Vinci, or Apollo Crews out here. As I see, well, we had 104 with us. We're still at 99 right now. So let's see if we can get back up to where we was at with the 120s and all that. Triple digits. Nick is anti-knee pad. No, I'm not. I'm pro pissing MDB off. I'll put it that way.
I like what Boston said down here, not just because me and Boston.
Yeah, of course.
But Boston, like I've said this in the past several times. Like I respect what Cena has brought to the business, but I don't like. I've never liked him. Period. So, like, I feel like, and I was like that with Charlotte for a time being. Like, I didn't like Charlotte. I've came to grown to really, really like Charlotte, and I respect what she's done to the for the women's, wrestling and all of that. Right. But I give respect for John Cena, what he brought to WWE, but I just have never been a fan of him at all. I had friends try to get me to rewatch old John Cena matches, and I refuse. Like, I'm just not into it at all.
Right. As we got to roll through.
Oh my God.
No way. They were actually having a solid match.
What are we doing here?
You shitting on John Cena for us to talk about. We're just burying the sugar honey iced tea out of Giovanni Vinci.
Was that 2 minutes this time?
And so now Vinci's attacking him, as I would too. But yeah, Vinci out here just doing the JOBs. But I like this Hagen Anthony equals Wade Barrett. I've got some bad news. Oh, Brainbuster.
What are we doing with Vinci for him to lose 2 weeks in a row like this?
And it's not like he's, losing to a world beater. He's losing to Apollo Crews.
Right.
All due respect, it's Apollo in Crews.
Of
as
all
Kevin's still just out here on equipment. Saxton asking KO of his thoughts on what happened. They had a fucking conversation. Why does Kevin Owens need to be asked about this?
Exactly. And I was about to say, like, Byron Saxton is one of those reporters you want to slap in the face when they come and ask you a question when you've just went through some type of trauma and it's reported on the live news.
I can't do the polls because I'm not KJ, but so worst wrestler, I'll ask you and I'll ask the chat. Worst backstage interviewer in wrestling right now. Is it Marvez or is it Byron Saxton? Like, which one do you want to put hands on more?
I prefer Byron Saxton on commentary. I've always liked Byron Saxton actually on commentary. I might be the
Why?
first
Because you can't hear him?
said that.
He doesn't say anything. That's like saying I prefer silence on commentary. He doesn't
I don't
do
know.
it.
I like Byron
chips
Saxton
in
on
a
commentary.
soundbite every now and then. Tony Schiavone contributes more in commentary than Byron Saxton does.
Okay, that could be true. That could be true. But I always like Byron on commentary. I don't know. I can't stand Tony Schiavone though. He just he irks me. He just annoys me.
Would you rather be interviewed by Saxton or Marvez? Would you rather have Marvez hopping you with the car like he did with Osprey and everything, and he talks like this the whole time? Or you would rather Saxton, who's probably doesn't have shoes on? I saw the pictures going around of him backstage. There were no shoes on interviewing people. That's weird. But Saxton just being in your face, like you said, after something terrible happened, and he's just bland as in vanilla paste.
I think I probably would prefer Saxton. I think I would prefer Saxton.
Well, you preferred him on commentary, so
I did.
To who? Like, who do you have on your chart of commentators below Byron Saxton?
That's
exactly.
Okay,
That's because Byron it's the basement. It's
easily
the bottom.
I'll put Excalibur. I cannot tolerate Excalibur on Dynamite. Like literally sometimes have to mute the TV because I just can't stand them. So I would put Excalibur below Byron Saxton. I would also, and I hate to do this, but I would put Renee Pat Cat from her, not from her backstage, but her commentary on Raw and stuff. Like when she did commentary, I didn't really like that either.
She did what Saxton did. She would just ho ho ho, hey, that's all she did. There was never a full sentence from Renee on commentary.
I mean, I don't know. I always liked Byron Saxton. I don't have a great explanation of why I liked him, but he was when he was on commentary. When they took him away, I was actually pretty upset. I was like, why take him away? I thought he was doing a great job. And then everybody
probably like David Otunga too.
Oh no. I forgot he was on commentary at one point. No, I didn't like David Otunga. I don't know what they were trying to do there.
Otunga! But Dennis, what up? Cena, what you see is what you get. Wash, rinse, repeat. So you're getting an anti-Cena army. You're getting all the dads
that is correct.
That were out there of, we hate Cena, or, we
I was told to watch. I was told to watch a Cena match. It was Cena versus Shawn Michaels. I think it was like after WrestleMania back in 2009, right? Wow. I don't remember the exact year, which apparently, according to Google in the ratings, it was a 5-star match. I rewatched it, and in that match, John Cena did like 19, and I counted. It was like 19 shoulder blocks. He didn't do anything inventive or anything new. It's just the same wash, rinse, and repeat.
See, that's because you went off the Yahoo ratings. You went off the Yahoo ratings instead of the Meltzer ratings, which, by the way, we do still have for my lovely birthday and everything like that. And 100% we're giving everything to a good cause of, we're helping literacy. 100%. You got your Meltzer shirts and everything, just so you can make sure that everybody can read good, that we can fully understand and actually have a comprehension of everything going on here.
Right.
As I've got Kevin Owens coming out right now, and with that, I think I'm going to go make sure that that's not KJ coming out right now.
So we got Kevin Owens. He did tell Byron Saxton that he was going to come out to the ring to basically explain his thoughts of what happened between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. So I'm here to see what he has to say, or I'm here to hear what he has to say. MDB says down here, Anthony never saw Cena do the Canadian Destroyer. He did that close to the latter of the end of his career. I don't know. Yeah, Cena is not for me and will never be for me. I'm just saying. It's not gonna happen. Damien, I respect John Cena more than I respect Charlotte. Well, yeah, I see he is your profile picture. I thought for a long time that I was just going to, at least for Charlotte, just never like Charlotte, but I came around, and Charlotte is one of the greatest to ever step in the ring for the women in WWE. So I'm always going to give Charlotte her props now. Crazy. I thought I would never say that, but here we got Kevin Owens holding a mic, about to address the WWE universe here. Jimmy says, who right now is more credible than Apollo Crews to build him with? I don't know. I just find it weird that Vinci keeps losing. Let's see what Kevin Owens has to say here. He's talking about Byron, asking him right now. Eric Tate down here says, when do you think Cody versus Roman match will be, or where would it be at? I don't know. I heard rumors of Crown Jewel, but I don't think you pass that match off at a Crown Jewel, obviously. So I don't know where you would really have that match. Royal Rumble, maybe. I don't know. Well, they are bringing back Saturday Night Main Event, so that's great. It's coming back in December. I think it's like December 14th, and Kevin Owens is being interrupted by Tama Tonga. So we're not going to find out how Kevin Owens feels. Crazy. And Tama Tonga has a mic. I don't know what he's about to say. This is going to be kind of interesting. Thomas says you better let the right hand man speak. So he's saying that last week Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes embarrassed Roman was embarrassed Solo, basically. The new tribal chief. He said tribal chief, and I got confused for a minute because it's always going to be Roman Reigns. So Thomas says Kevin Owens is going to get what he has coming. Then these are orders by the real tribal chief, Solo Sikoa. What? This is insane. Kevin Owens said, why don't you just get up here and let me punch you in your stupid face? So Kevin Owens is trying to take everybody out in the bloodline. Now we got to stare down with Kevin Owens and Jacob for 2, which I know that's a match that KJ, I think, really wants to see. Now Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, it's 3-on-1 right now. And then you got DIY, which it took me a minute to recognize their music, but crazy. So Kyle asked up here, what do you think who do you think the fans miss more at the moment, Charlotte or Becky? I feel like Becky has always been the more popular over Charlotte. Charlotte, she has that mixed fan base with the hate and the love. I would say I think the fan base misses Becky Lynch a little bit more. So you got Kevin Owens and DIY standing tall right now. And you got Nick Aldis coming out. Probably about to call this a 6-man tag team match. I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely becoming a tag team match. I was just about to say that, John C. No Randy. Yeah, we're definitely calling this a 6-man tag team match. Yep. Oh, so this is the main event. It's Kevin Owens DIY versus the Bloodline in the main event tonight. This is gonna be good. I think that match will be good. I don't know why we had to hear Tama Tonga talk though. I kind of didn't want to see that or hear that. But that'd be a pretty good main event. We got a backstage segment now with Naomi and Bailey, which Naomi has to get the win. Naomi has to get the win. Jobson down here says DIY not finished with the bloodline. They got to get their titles back at some point and be champs going into WrestleMania. So Bailey is saying they both have the common goal of taking the title off of Nia. And Naomi says when she takes the title off of Nia Jax, Bailey gets the first opportunity at the title. Craziness. 316 Anthony, who is the MVP for WWE for the women and men this year? For the women, that's a good question. Nia Jax has really had a dominant year. She's really had from January up until now. Nia Jax has kind of been on a roll. You can't discount Tiffany Stratton being the winner of the Money in the Bank briefcase. Rhea Ripley was out for the majority of the summer. Liv Morgan has really stepped up over the past 9 months. Bailey didn't have a great reign, but she had a good feud with her former tag team's Damage Control. There's a lot of play in there, right? So I don't know if I can give it to just one person for the women. For the men, Damian Priest has like busted out of like a cocoon that he has been hiding in for years over the past couple of months. You got CM Punk that has been rolling without even being in the ring that much this year. Drew McIntyre in his heel run has been spectacular. It's kind of hard to choose one on each side, right? If I had to choose for the women, I probably would give the slight edge to Liv Morgan over Nia Jax, as much as I love Nia Jax. For the men, I would just give it to Damian Priest. And that's more of a personal opinion there, because I feel like Damian Priest has really grown over the past 5 to 6 months. So yeah, I'm gonna do Liv and Damian Priest. That's your answer, 316. Damien says, I haven't been impressed with Jade. She's still started. I'm guessing you're saying she should have started in NXT. I like what Jade is doing. I really do like what Jade has been doing so far. So I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. But for the men, IDK Joe Hendry has taken the world by storm. You mentioned the guy that's from TNA Wrestling. Joe Hendry is everywhere. He's appearing in NXT. He's main eventing TNA shows. He's over there in House of Glory. I mean, Joe Hendry is freaking everywhere, right? Joe Hendry has had a year, and all because of one song that really got over. And if you see him in that ring, Joe Hendry always really goes when he's in that ring. So yeah, Joe Hendry, if you want to put somebody just not in WWE, but who is like an MVP all around in professional wrestling, I would easily give that to Joe Hendry as well. Joe Hendry has been like amazing with what he has been doing. Willie says, I see Cody and Roman getting tag titles and defending them night one against DIY, Solo for two, Solo and Fatu and Tonga and Tama. I'm assuming you're saying night one of WrestleMania. I don't see Roman. I don't see Roman holding tag team gold. I don't know. I just don't see it. Jobson, I think down here says he can watch Tiffany Stratton all day. Tiffany Stratton is great. I really like Tiffany Stratton, even though earlier this year I didn't I didn't necessarily want her to win Money in the Bank, but Tiffany Stratton has really been on a roll, really before her feud with Becky Lynch, but she really got over with her feud with Becky Lynch and then took the main roster by storm. So yeah, you got to give props out there to Tiffany Stratton. Big Dog, Jordan Gray should just come in and cut through the women's division like an F5 tornado. I can see Jordan Grace doing that because Jordan Grace literally has cut through the entirety of the knockouts division. Like there's literally no one left other than Masha Slamovich and Rosemary, because she has literally taken out everybody. So yeah, have Jordan Grace show up at the Royal Rumble, have her win the title at WrestleMania, and then literally have her run through whatever women's division she's put in. If it's Raw, if it's SmackDown, just have Jordan Grace really just run through that. Jobson again down here says Nia Jax looks way thinner in 2K than in real life. Nia Jax looks good, period. I'm just saying. But Kyle down here says that Jordan Grace for MVP for the women's wrestling outside of WWE. Agreed. Jordan Grace literally has been on a roll, and there's nothing you can say different there. I think Jordan Grace really has been on a roll. As I feel like we are coming off of commercial break back into Friday Night SmackDown. Odds down here, this is a dream match of that I want to see: Grace versus Rhea Ripley. And I kind of want to see that in a TNA ring. I don't know why. I want to see that in a TNA ring, but Grace versus Natalya is one match that a lot of people have talked about as well, and that's a match I kind of want to see too. So yeah, there's a lot of dream matches that Jordan Grace could have in WWE. Yeah, so we are coming back from commercial break. They're showing the UFC Fight Pass and some MMA match that went down. I don't watch that, but now they're showing the 6-man tag team match that's going down in the main event. So we got DIY Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. I know MDB, but I still want to see it in a TNA ring. Okay. So we're going to the tag team match for the women. It is Nia Jax teaming with Tiffany Stratton to take on Naomi and Bayley. If Naomi and Bayley take a pinfall, they have to leave SmackDown. So whoever takes the pinfall has to leave SmackDown. Whoever gains the pinfall will challenge Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship at Bad Blood, which is going to be Naomi. Fingers crossed.
Fair enough, my guy. Hi. Yeah, as interesting. Yeah, we're going. So this is the third match on SmackDown here, or second match. So we had the U.S. title match, we had this match, the Vinci match, and then this match. So this is the third match.
Right. Do we even call the Vinci match a match?
We've had it the first hour or so.
Right. Like we're almost halfway through the second hour.
Right. But this is going to be a hell of a match. Aldis made it a Texas a tornado tag match here.
Yep.
So that way that Bayley's not intentionally not tagging in Naomi or vice versa or anything like that. Yeah, 100%. As Bayley's a little bit back out here with the hugger attire, a wee bit,
just a tad bit.
Bayley has fully reached that point to where she is in that echelon of, the Beckys, the Charlottes, the Sashas, and everything. Bayley always kind of felt like she was the less than out of the four horsewomen. And now she's really established, I think, that she's arguably one of the best, if not the best, out of the four of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Seeing what Mercedes has done outside of WWE, I would gladly put Bailey over Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné any day. She's really proven herself time and time again that she can stand the test and work and be a hard worker in the WWE. So I agree with you right there.
Well, and as I've got MDBs pulled up here of, I want to see it in a TNA ring. I don't know why. I'm assuming that was you talking about like Jordan Grace or something.
Yeah, I said I want to see Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley in a TNA ring.
Yeah, good luck with that. One hand and sure and see which fills up faster. But we're underway with the tag match right now. So, folks, let us know in the chat who you're taking, whether you're taking Bailey and Naomi or you're taking Nia and Tiffany, and who you think gets the pin, takes the pin, what have you. Who's stamping their ticket to Bad Blood or who's stamping their ticket to Raw?
Yeah. Naomi takes the not takes the pin, but gets the pin. Tiffany is the one that is pinned. I think that's where we go.
I think Tiffany takes the pin. I will, just for the sake of, I don't want to say
difficult,
this just to like spite you, but Bailey picks up the win here.
Fair.
As we got a double bulldog in the corner here. Naomi's gear, respectfully, is like a step above. Like, it's a little bit worse even than like the Hurricanes.
Right. It's her gear tonight.
He looks like a minion.
More of contemporary than it usually is. Like, kind of bland in a way, I guess you could say.
She looks like a minion. So they're both fighting each other down. She looks like she'd be out there, boy.
I know that one episode she came out looking like an Xbox controller. That was crazy.
As long as you don't got the red ring of death. But yeah, as they even both were hitting the pin and staring each other eye to eye here.
Right.
So they're getting competitive with it. Curtis saying I won't be surprised if Naomi turns on Bailey. I don't know if it'll exactly be a turn. I think you're going to set up to an opportunity to where Tiffany's left out and she ends up, eating the pin, and maybe because Bailey's out there holding back Nia or something like that. As we go fucking hard cut to a commercial.
Right.
Literally, I looked away. We went from, I don't even know, of a 2 count or whatever to a fucking commercial.
I feel like because SmackDown was commercial free for the first 30 minutes last week, they're trying to get all those commercials in this week.
We did the fucking half hour free on commercials, so now we're gonna make back tenfold here. As
right,
we've got to be, I know Curtis set the line jokingly at like 9, but we've got to be at least like through 4 or 5
for real. Point. And the match just started too, and they had just came back from commercial.
Yeah, you came back from commercial to start the match. And then now in the middle of this match, through like no real big segment that cuts to, oh, everybody's out. Like you normally will get something like that. If everybody's taken out, and that's how we go to commercial because everybody's down. No, we just go to commercial just because.
Yeah. But before we went to commercial, Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax hit a big blockbuster. Can't even talk at this moment. From the top rope, which was pretty cool.
You're good. I completely botched the entire intro, so you're good. That's your 1 in like 1,000, folks. So everybody, you can take that, you can clip that. That's the one I've up on, and gonna nail the next 1,000. But
right, which is like.
Go ahead.
And it's the same thing you say every stream. So
100%. It's that's the thing is the terrible muscle memory of the repetition, and you somehow just randomly get up. You trip over your own 2 goddamn feet. 44 Talk saying all Bailey need is a side ponytail, and she would have went completely backwards. Yeah, well, and it's not even a bad thing. Like honestly, right now, I can get behind Bailey. Like I cheer for Bayley, and it's not just because I would like to get behind Bayley in more ways than one, but it's the fact that she's actually believable as a character. She's super talented. She's got much more of a personality. Like, honestly, the pandemic shutdown of everything with wrestling and everything helped very few people, but it definitely, to me, I think helped out Bayley because she really found her character, her voice, to where she's out there taking shots with Michael Cole, to where she was no longer the role model and everything. Like, her heel run with her and Sasha as the tag champs was the majority of that era, and that's where you really found heel Bayley.
Yeah, that the pandemic era was very, very beneficial for a few superstars. Bayley, one of them. Oscar really showed a lot of her comedic side in the pandemic run as well, but Bayley really kind of blossomed during that run, and then like after that, like I think she got injured, and then Damage Control was kind of up and down. But since she's got broke away from Damage Control, it's like she's back where she used to be a little bit.
Right. Well, she's found her like icon status, of her legend status, a bit of she's up there with the Baileys or with the Beckys and the Charlotte Flairs and everything. Of she's an established vet at this point. Like, she's a multi-time world champion. She's a decorated champion. She's one of the founders of the current women's division. She's not just the hugger or anything like that.
Right, absolutely. And there was a point in time when she let go of the hugger gimmick that I wanted it to come back, but now I don't. I'm like, she's good at what she's doing right now. And also a fun fact, every time my brother sees Bayley and Sasha together, that was before she left, he would always say that Sasha can only win when Bayley is next to her.
I mean, it's almost been proven. It's almost been proven. What up, Kyle? Do you think they go 30-minute commercial free during NXT on October 1st? I think they probably do the whole first hour, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. CW got time to kill. They don't have a lot of programs.
You don't got programming. You got, I don't want to wait for my life to be over.
They basically canceled the majority of their lineup. So,
you'll get the fucking Supernatural out there will be the lead-in. Like, which will be the better lead-in for wrestling during midweek? Will it be like Supernatural leading into NXT, or will it be the Big Bang Theory leading into Dynamite?
Right. Oh, I think Bayley just broke up the pin here.
Yeah, well,
or it was Naomi that broke.
Well, either way, we're getting a little bit of a halfway bit of a tension there between the two of them. Of, hey, I know you want to do this, but like, let's be honest.
Oh, what a powerful slam!
Double back body drop from both Bayley and Naomi on the Nia Jax, but it's still, I think it shows the testament of Nia, of it takes two of them to do something like that.
Right. Even though Bayley did get that big power bomb on her at SummerSlam, that was insane.
Yeah, but then she turned around and hit the fucking splash there onto Mission, to where she folded her like a fucking $2 bill.
Right.
Yeah, as she's setting up to hit this on Naomi, she's having a little, no, you get there, go this way.
It looked like Nia was setting up for the Annihilator. Oh.
They're really, Tiffany breaks it up.
Whatever was about to happen.
Like the double Russian super leg sweep there. I was about to say, is Nia going to be the one that ends up, they're focusing on taking her out with this. Leg drop, elbow drop, 1, 2. Oh, I thought for half a second that they could have sat there and done to where they both that it was both a 3 count all the way.
That's what I thought was about
now
to
you gotta do both.
The crowd really behind Bailey.
Hey, man. That's what I always miss about the European, the international crowds, the chants.
Oh, the international crowds are the best. Oh, Naomi and Tiffany at the top.
Oh, but Nia's setting up to powerbomb Naomi.
Oh, she turned into a face buster.
Oh, yeah. Shadow Ref Jesp, yeah. Oh,
Swan
she hit Nia.
That was good. That was good, Naomi. Looking out.
Yes, Tiffany. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Yeah, Tiffany's taking the pin. Now she's the hyenas have circled. Oh, that was terrible cooperation.
Was that a shatter machine?
Did they just hit a shatter machine or a 3D?
Or 1D? That was a lot.
Oh, but Nia's setting up the power slam machine about to pin Bailey. Oh, Naomi,
Bailey, they both got the pin.
Who got the pin? Naomi was on top. Bailey was
to me tonight.
More sliding. They raised both hands, so it's both a triple threat.
Raised. It's a triple threat at Bad Blood. It has to be.
It's a triple threat, and surprisingly, Nia's the one that got the pin.
Pinned.
We both thought it was going to be Tiffany, and that sets up the tension between those two.
Wow.
So there you go. So at Bad Blood, it'll be Nia Jax defending the Women's World Championship against not only Bailey, but also Naomi.
Well, I'm happy that I get to see Naomi at Bad Blood. So, I'll take that win right there.
There you go. Yeah, hell of a match. Really surprised with the finish and a very interesting way of you kept everybody strong, and with all of that of you had granted Nia takes the pin. We thought it was going to be Tiffany, but Naomi and Bailey both in the match.
Yeah, both in the match. So it'll be interesting at Bad Blood of what happens. Do you get a Tiffany cash in? Does Nia conquer both Bailey and Naomi and then somehow cashes in? I don't know.
I was gonna say is Nia bested by the odds and everything, and that's where you get a Tiffany cash in,
right?
And you could have Tiffany time leaving Bad Blood, could you imagine, sir, as you'll be there in attendance, of you leave Bad Blood in your back door with Tiffany Stratton as your new world champion?
Crazy if that happens at Bad Blood. Like I would actually be like I really like Tiffany Stratton. I think she's great. So I would like to see if she cashes in and she does it at Bad Blood. Her being champion, I would love to see it. I would be actually happy for Tiffany Stratton, and it'd be the second cash in I saw live in person. So
fair enough. Bashit, I'm confused on what just happened. Well, we're done. I explained it to you. Delvin, what up? Saying happy birthday, Nick. Thank you. Torcel, I think a new name, saying, so do Nia leave and go to Raw now? No, it was only so the stipulation going into the match was whoever got the pin got a title shot at Nia. Whoever took the pin from the other side, like it was team by team stipulation. So between Bayley and Naomi, whoever took the pin was this one that went to Monday Night Raw, was banished from SmackDown. So instead, both of them got the pin. So they both challenged Nia Jax for the title at Bad Blood.
Right. It wasn't really any type of big stipulation on the Nia Tiffany side. It was kind of all on Naomi and Bayley there.
Yeah, but it's not like you're fired. It's you have to go to a different brand. Like, is Raw like going to the wasteland or something like that? Of it's that bad of a punishment that if you lose, you get the fuck up on out of here.
It's like, is Raw a big banishment? I don't think so, but yeah.
Larry Van Stella Pitt, yeah. Well, Delvin also I was out here asking if you're ready for Rampage.
Don't remind me that I have to sit through Rampage.
Hey, it's a thing. It's the SmackDown post show is what it is.
That's how I'm trying to.
The whole talks that it could be canceled. Instead, it'll just be Shockwave instead of Rampage.
Right. That's how I've been trying to process this all week. Like, it's the SmackDown Pro show. It is not Rampage. That's kind of how I've been mentally preparing for this moment. So the last time I did Rampage, I was like, this is torture. I want to pluck all my eyes out. And I hope it's not the same tonight.
100. You're about to make people mad with that comment. We're getting the aerial shot of Sacramento, California.
I think someone asked where I was sitting at Bad Blood. I think, yeah, Vance did. Asked, do I have ringside seats? I'm not that rich. I do have ringside seats for TNA though, because TNA is cheap. So I do have. I'm like the third row back, and they call it
has Ringsider in his name, but it's only for TNA.
But Bad Blood, I'm actually sitting because they changed the format. It's not going to be the big stage like the stage that you usually see. It'd be like the stage that you see for the international shows. So I'm actually sitting behind there on that side. So I'm sitting behind the entrance ramp, which I'm actually okay with because I did that at the Royal Rumble and it was actually not half bad.
This is interesting as they were showing through all of like the signs in the crowd and everything. So they were highlighting signs, which is to me fascinating as Chelsea Green is out here doing garbage duty. She's working for the mob out here with waste stream management and everything. Well, I've heard this is because of it was a digital exclusive with Vicky Guerrero and everything, but the idea of a dumpster match between Chelsea Green and Mission Mayhem.
For what reason?
To have a match. Well, yeah, because see, we're literally showing Mission in the dumpster here of Chelsea Green's great as a character and everything.
Oh yeah,
and Mission surprisingly has become like the hardcore diva of like it's always a street fight, it's always a brawl, it's always showing up with kendo sticks. Now we're gonna have a dumpster match and everything, it seems, but she's showing up as the hardcore diva a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. She's kind of transformed a little bit to being that hardcore women's superstar for WWE. I think I was here for that NXT where she faced Jada Parker. That was pretty good. That was a really good street fight, I think it was.
Right.
So it apparently
why is Michael Cole losing his goddamn mind right now?
So apparently this dumpster match is happening in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Because Cole was just losing his goddamn mind. And
is that part 6? Or is that 6 or 5?
Andrade wins the series 3-2. So yes, part 6. Yeah. So we're in that's Revenge of the Sith. If I'm remembering my Star Wars chronology right, I'm probably wrong. So people in the chats and everything, fact checkers can correct me and everything. But yeah, we're into part 6 of the saga here. As we've got all this backstage with Bayley and Naomi.
He said his only can be one.
There can only be one Highlander. So what are they going to have, a match between the two to decide who faces Nia Jax?
Yep, it's a #1 contendership match next week. Naomi versus Bayley. Oh, my hopes are down. I'm not going to see Naomi at Bad Blood.
You never know. You never know. You could be surprised. You could be surprised.
It could happen. It could happen. Man, I was hoping for the triple threat, so both of them would be on the card, but Nick Aldis did the swerve and said no, it'd be one-on-one.
So you could have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. As we're about to get the start of the 6-man tag match here, as Kevin Owens, also known as KJ White, the Every Night Delight, showing up right now.
Yeah, so we're at the main event. So I guess they're getting a hefty time, almost 30 minutes for the main event. So
half hour, 10, 15 minutes with intros and everything. And I do think we talked about this before we went live and everything, of ending SmackDown with the bloodline in some way, somehow. And I think this is how you're going to do it. Like, you're ending with probably Roman and Cody showing up to go at the bloodline. Of you're ending with that sort of tension, as Jacob is still taking out DIY backstage. Where's Ricky when Kevin Owens needs him? So Kevin rolling out, just going to confront them. So yeah, so the bloodline coming out to Jacob's music, by the way. So Kevin Owens out here taking on literally 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel a tingle in the air that we're either getting Ricky or we're getting ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Heyman.
Oh, the Street Profits. I didn't expect that.
Oh, okay. Hey, they showed up on NXT and
that is true. That is true.
So, hey. Oh, and Owens going flying, swan time. Is this how? So we're going to shift to the Street Profits and the Bloodline versus the Bloodline. Yeah, I feel like we're clearly setting up for commercial break, and there we go.
I was just about to say that. I do want to click on this comment right here. I don't pay attention to MDB Big Dog. I don't pay attention to him. So I suggest that you don't pay attention to him either. Just saying.
Oh, no. We love everybody in the chat. 100%. I mean, it's a big whole community. Yes, as we are in commercial break right now, as so see, there's your buddy Boston saying SmackDown is a 4-10 right now.
Yeah, the boss is not liking SmackDown. I mean,
why? Explain. Right? Show your homework. Show your work. No, seriously, like, to me, what to you right now would make you think that it would be a 4-10?
Boston, I can't defend you here. I guess you got to answer that question.
Well, I'm asking either one of you.
I mean, I've enjoyed SmackDown. I mean, I've gotten my rating in my head of where I want to go, but I've kind of enjoyed SmackDown.
Yeah, to me, there really hasn't been so much that's been, an issue or anything like that, or not a great segment or anything. Like, to me, we literally thought that the whole Roman Cody thing was gonna come off a little too much, and instead it fucking nailed it out of the park here. We had the US title. We then had Giovanni Vinci versus Apollo, which that was surprising. You can market some points on that. I'll give you that. And then the women's tag match, which ended in arguably almost the best case scenario for Anthony of now. Next week, you get to see Bayley and Naomi fight it out to see who's going to take on Nia Jax at Bad Blood. So there hasn't been too much to me that's been lackluster.
Yeah, I really like the Roman and Cody spot there that they did tonight. I thought that was cool. I probably even like it more because it was done here in Atlanta. So I gotta give, a 10 out of 10 just because it was done here in
Welcome
Atlanta.
to Atlanta, where the players
The
play.
women's tag team match I thought was wasn't the best, but I thought it was solid. I enjoyed it. And then I don't know what we're doing with Vinci. I really don't know what we're doing there. So that was kind of a downer. I am sick of the cycle of Kevin Owens and the bloodline, and I am a little bit tired of that. But as far as I can tell, SmackDown was solid. I think
I'll challenge you. So, what do you dislike about the bloodline that you like about the system? Because we were literally here last night for Thursday and compared the system to the bloodline, and you liked the system. So, what do you dislike?
I didn't say I didn't like the bloodline. I'm tired of Kevin Owens being involved with the bloodline. This has been going on for like 2 years. The system, on the other hand, has only been around since the beginning of January. So, if I had to say anything there, it would be time. Because it's like, I feel the same way about Cody Rhodes. Like I want Cody Rhodes to move on from the bloodline. It's kind
we
of
all thought that was going to happen. That's
a revolving door.
We thought when he was turning away the bloodline and everything, that's when it was his way of bowing out and everything.
Right. And it seemed like we were getting that way like last week when he was like, I'm done, but then he signs the contract. So I don't know. But I guess the difference with the bloodline in the system, it has been some type of involvement of new competitors for the system, like Mike Santana, Nick Nemeth, and things of that sort. But I guess I'm just Kevin Owens, and I'm tired of it. Like, can we get Kevin Owens into something else? I don't know.
You're salty about KO here. Kadea saying Ding Dong Glow. I actually like that as a fucking tag team name.
That's nice. I like that tag team name.
Geekbox, what up? Back, got you caught up with any action. Gotta catch up with any action. The most you missed was the double pin and then the cinematics of Cody and Roman. Like, that's really been the highlights of tonight's show, I feel.
Right. Yeah, the double pin, and then you did just see the bloodline take out DIY, so they're no longer in this match. But yeah, you haven't really missed much, Geekbox, at all.
Right.
But I am going to take a step back and leave Nick all to it.
Fair enough. As Anthony's going to take a pause for the cause 100%. As we are on their way with the Street Profits taking on Kevin Owens, or the Street Profits with Kevin Owens, as I can say words, taking on the bloodline here of the Gorillas of Destiny and Jacob Fatu. So, and this is an insane idea. If you were to be a time traveler and go to like 2018 and say to a wrestling fan, hey, the Street Profits and Kevin Owens are going to take on Jacob Fatu and the Gorillas of Destiny in a main event on a SmackDown, you'd blow their goddamn mind. But let us know, folks, who you taking with us, who you got winning this match, as we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to wrestling out there. We're back at it like a jackrabbit. Let me see if I can find this. Oh, I forgot that it's because of the one man. There's no slides. But yes, we are back at it like a jackrabbit for Monday Night Raw. 100% still rolling through NXT, AEW Dynamite. Thursday, you still never know whether it be here covering Impact, whether we've got some new tricks up our sleeves, whether we're taking people to wrestling quarter 100%. We've always got some original content kicking off with that. Friday Night Smackdown always here, and we're still going to be here through the rest of the night for Rampage as well. So be a friend, tell a friend. And if your friend has a birthday coming up, like Nick, get your friend a Ferrari cake. Chris, what? Respectfully, I gotta ask, what's up with the Ferrari cakes? Your man's out there trying to throw it to me like, the 50-cent boneless wings and everything at Applebee's. Like, again, hashtag not sponsored. But 100%, like, I'm a 90s kid, let's be honest. 88 born. I'm a 90s kid. Me and the missus, we made one of those old school like Jello poke cakes and everything. I know KJ's always out here with the ice cream cakes for his birthday. I'd go to town on it. I'd fuck up an ice cream cake. Ice cream cakes are dope, but I went old school with the throwback Jello poke cake. For those who don't know, you just make a regular cake and drip some fucking Jello mix over it as it's cooling down. Yeah, again, hashtag not sponsored. Absolutely. But anyone that's 100% out there that wants to sponsor us, I'm amazed we don't have like a Manscaped deal or something like that at this point. Guys, me and Anthony were out here pitching fucking TNA app harder than they pitch for it and still ain't sponsored. But Jacob Fatu right now in the ring, just holding court, just taking ass and kicking names. Oh, goes for the hip thrust in the corner onto Montez, but nobody home. Big Dog saying, Nick, thank you. And everyone for the laughs tonight. My guy, I've had the shittiest week at work today. I've been in a nasty mood all week. You guys snap me out of a happy birthday. Thank you, Big Dog. And honestly, like I said, I know I do the stupid and everything and always pitch the gimmicks and sing all the songs and everything and big up how it's my birthday and everything. But at the end of the day, like the funnest part of my like birthday and everything so far, like what I was looking forward to was coming out here and talking with everybody and everything. Like this is the community, this is the family. It's Jacob's out here hitting moonsaults. Goddamn, I got moonsaults and everything for my birthday from Jacob Fatu. But yeah, this 100% doing all of this and reaching out to everybody and growing everybody out here as we get a replay of the moonsault as we cut to commercial break. So I will say this. Yeah, everybody that tunes into us that's been here from day one to day 1,001 at this point, 100% of it's nothing but appreciated. I know at times we miss comments, we miss this, we miss that and everything, but we're trying our best and it is absolutely appreciated. This is nothing but a groundswell movement and it means nothing but the world to me, KJ, Anthony, everybody involved with this of how much this has caught on and that's how much this still continues to catch on. Like this is still just I hate to sound like a Ponzi scheme or anything like that, but you're getting into the ground floor with this 100% of literally this is only the beginning and this is just going to continue to grow and it's 100% appreciated and built by literally everybody that tunes into here because 100% you are the fucking lifeblood of this shit of and it's not going to take me and it's not going to take us going live for us to sit there and shoot the shit about wrestling and everything, but it makes it 10 times more fun and it makes it you guys are as much as like you're the call-ins. This is the fucking busted open the early morning talk shows of fucking wrestling and everything as I'm waxing poetic on my soapbox on my birthday eve, I guess, as we're in commercial break. But yes, absolutely of Thompson Jacobs warm up is beast mode. Yeah. War games. I'm going. There you go, Sean. There you go. I think you mentioned tonight. Nick, what match do you think we'll get for Survivor Series besides the Bloodline War Games and Team Live versus Team Rhea War Games? I don't think we're getting a Team Live versus Team Rhea. I will say that. I don't think we'll get a second War Games match. It's the same almost reason of why we won't get a second Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood. That's how you keep that stipulation separate, independent, why you make it relevant, how you keep it in and as in individual and everything. You keep it as it's the one match of the night that does that. So I don't think we'll get a second War Games or anything. But it'll be really interesting depending on what we've got coming up. Of literally, I'm getting an advertisement right now for Jey Uso taking on Braun Breaker for the IC belt, as we're going to get that live on Monday Night Raw. So 100% could we see a new IC champion, and we're getting the last teases to go home for Bad Blood here. Got that. Torso Jacob Fatu is the best, big man I've seen since Bam Bam Bigelow. Fair enough. He is of that vein of he's a guy that has a size and has a stature that shouldn't be hitting moonsaults, but can hit them like no other here. Joe Black hitting us in the field. I try. Maybe I'm just doing that so you trade me, but I joke. I have come oh so close to doing just that, Anthony. Honestly, I think they're trying to push me out, but I'm hunting. All right, big dog, you're having a whole side combo with Anthony. Yeah, no. Isn't Punk supposed to be on SmackDown? No, he's a Monday Night Raw guy. Why would he be supposed to be on SmackDown here? We're in the main event right now. We're in the last 10 minutes of Friday Night SmackDown as I've got Tama Tonga working over Angelo Dawkins out here. As Kevin Owens hyping up out here. Anyone else kind of feel that this is reminiscent to like when Kevin Owens was an honorary member of the New Day a little bit, but Dawkins with the suplex on Thomas attacking it. Jacob's been the dominant force 100% in this whole match. And it's still, I know KJ's mentioned it. I agree. I'm sure y'all agree. I'm sure Anthony agrees. To me, at one point, at some point, we need a Kevin Owens versus Jacob Fatu, and especially you add like no stipulation, like you add a stipulation to it, like a no disqualification, a street fight, what have you to it, of Falls Count Anywhere, of a Kevin Owens versus a Jacob Fatu is two goddamn rhinoceroses just getting headbutting each other. As speaking of headbutts, Jacob just headbutting Dawkins in the corner. Nick, any possibility of a reappearance of Adam Copeland, Edge versus Punk? No. He's signed and like triple, quadruple signed. Like, no, he's AW true and true. Jacob Fatu and Kevin Owens are literally the same type of wrestler. Yes, that's 4-4. That's why we've literally been saying of like, yeah, Kel, that's why we've been saying of those two in a match together would be phenomenal. When it's time for LA Knight to drop the belt, I hope badly that Owens takes it. I think by then I hope that they will have established a different division, and it could be like a Carmelo takes it. I don't think Kevin Owens would be in that division, respectfully. As 4 right now out here, just kicking away on Tama Tonga. Oh, flips to him on the big knee. Back body drop. Jacob does this effortless, so ready for him to kick out Solo and become the leader. Me and KJ have argued about this and everything of the importance of Jacob versus Solo and all of that. It's become an interesting discussion and a noticeable discussion, I'll say, to where Jacob's like, you have so much more in line for Jacob than you do Solo, but we've seen that before. Christ, I'll even say against my own argument, we saw that with the evolution to where Batista and Triple H has Kevin running wild. I can see Jey Uso taking the U.S. Championship. Bullfrog splash off the apron. Oh, Tama Tonga set up in the corner. We're going to hit the cannonball. Yeah. I don't know about the U.S. title because, I mean, we do got to still get Jay over and involved with the bloodline and everything. But yeah, Swanton Bomb. 1, 2. Jacob breaks it up. They need to sell that Taker and HBK had. Fair. Well, I'll say they need a match like that. They need a match that doesn't involve chairs, tables, kendo sticks, extra furniture. They need a match that tells the story within the match and the cage amplifies it. As Tama breaking up Kevin Owens on the top rope as I'm getting an advertisement in the corner for Saturday Night Main Event. TJ, what up? Sean, Edge, and Punk have had many matches. Yes, they have. What would you think of Jacob Fatu versus Brock Lesnar? We're just going to fantasy book the bejesus out of that at this point. Like, oh! Kevin Owens with like the inside out superplex on a Tama Tonga. 1, 2, Tonga lowered. He can actually figure out what he's doing. He's grabbed the foot of Kevin Owens. What was the last time we had a dumpster match in WWE? Oh, I'm not gonna. I know this isn't right, but the last one I can remember is the start of the New Age Outlaw Stunner. 1, 2, and again, Tongaloa breaks it up. Just what the fuck? Into the ring steps as how? That's the DQ. Montez just jumping out on everybody. That's a hell. If this is the way you're gonna end Friday Night SmackDown with a shot as mine, granted, we still have 5 minutes on the clock, so this is interesting. But I thought that's how we could have ended Friday Night SmackDown, of just staring on a shot of Montez Ford standing on the ring. But right now, Jacob Fatu's tearing everybody apart. Yeah. How are you feeling, sir? How are you doing?
I don't understand how that ended just like that on a disqualification. I don't.
Nobody wins, nobody loses, and I'm just at this point I'm waiting for Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns to show up.
Right.
Oh, they're about to set Kevin Owens. We're gonna get full circle in a different way. They're about to set up Kevin Owens for the same way they set up Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
With the shoot type powerbomb through the announce desk. As he fighting back. KJ will not go swiftly in that sweet good night. Now at this point, because they're going to do so much of that similar spot, I'm waiting for ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Heyman.
Right. I think that's how you end SmackDown. I would assume so.
Well, even before you popped up, we were still 5 minutes left as Jacob's coming off the top rope. We're destroying and just smashing everybody. Like, and we've still got time on the clock. We've still got 3 minutes or so. So we're destroying everybody. So we need somebody to come out here and even the odds, as KO is fighting back, but it's 3-on-1 still.
KO doesn't want to give up. But yeah, they're setting up for.
Yeah, they're all throwing up the ones and everything.
Is that DIY? I think that's DIY in the back. Yeah.
Boo! Boo! You don't deserve entrance music because you're trash. Paul said he'll only come back if it makes sense. I think this makes fucking sense. DIY, yes, it is DIY. trying to go at the bloodline.
Jacob for 2 basically takes out DIY. So that was,
Yeah,
kind
by
of
himself. By himself.
just Kevin Owens still fighting.
You can't put a good Canadian down. Final official commercial break count 10. So, yes, if you took the over, you won. Yeah, they're just still just stomping out Kevin Owens this whole time.
Jacob looked like he's about to try something from the top rope, I think. Yeah.
Any time now, Roman. Anytime
There goes
now.
Cody. There goes Cody. With a chair.
With a chair.
Ooh, he just chucked that chair at him.
Right. Man's practicing his sabus.
Right.
Super kick. No.
Cody Cutter.
Oh, this is going to be interesting because KO's got a chair, and does he go at Cody or not?
He's setting it up like he's going out.
I still say Kevin Owens is the Green Goblin of wrestling. He doesn't know whether to fucking go heel or not. He's hyping himself up of, do I swing? Do I fucking cock this shit back?
He threw it away.
And it tosses it.
I wanted him to bust his head into the white meat.
You hate baby faces. We've established this at this point. You hate baby faces. The man who's the biggest baby face on the channel, the man who literally wears the baby face gimmick, hates baby faces. As Cody and Kevin Owens are hanging out, surprisingly still no Roman.
No Roman, yeah, that's kind of surprising.
He still picked up the chair back again. I'm still waiting for until they go to darkness. I'm waiting for him to fucking crack him in the skull. Yes, folks, that does it for Friday Night Smackdown. As I'm getting an advertisement for Scare Tactics right now on USA Network. It's still always fun to actually be able to go to like USA Network, and it's easily accessible, and can watch Friday Night Smackdown. But that does it for Smackdown, as I've got Rampage on TNT.
Yeah, looks like we're kicking off with Mark Briscoe.
The conglomeration. Yeah, we've got Mark Briscoe coming out right now. But folks, let us know your ratings out of 10. How you feeling about Friday Night Smackdown? How you feeling about Night 2, Episode 2 of them on USA Network? All of that, as like I said, we're kicking off with Rampage.
I'm in the 7-ish ballpark for SmackDown. 7.5. I think I'm gonna stick with a 7. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't bad, right? I don't feel like it was like completely terrible. So yeah, I'll stick with a 7. It definitely did not trump anything that happened last week. Like last week, it was top tier television that SmackDown produced. So I'm gonna stick with a solid 7.
Yeah, a really good first hour and a really weak second hour. And I know technically the women's tag match was the bridge between that, but like after that, it was to me like a lot of people are saying it's a 7 for me, Doug. It was good. It was all right. Like what we got with LA Knight and Andrade was great. What we got in the women's tag match was great. But beyond that, it was a lot of like, and like it was a lot of moving pieces that never really culminated to anything.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel SmackDown was tonight. I just I don't understand, and this will be back to the point of SmackDown being 3 hours, like 2 hours you're struggling with. Like, why add a third?
Right. And again, I think that's the biggest thing with me, is that it's been nothing but just one source says some things like,
Right.
should we just print out an article right now and saying that, this and that and the third is going to happen in wrestling, and if somebody runs with it, that is credible. Like, literally, there's only one source that said that SmackDown's going to 3 hours.
Right.
You can't do a 2-hour show out of the park every week. Why add an extra hour? Like, they did good. They had some really good moments in SmackDown, but it was not a strong, consistent 2-hour show.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree there. And it seems like a lot of people agree in the chat. It's like
yeah,
7.
everybody's out here throwing out sevens. Well, an 8.25, 5 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Knight versus Andrade was a good opener, and Cody Roman at the football field, that was good. But that's still that helps to get to that like 7. I can maybe see the 7.5 or 7.25, but not anywhere beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely. I and then I know next week we're having Andrade versus Carmelo again. This is match number 6, and like I knew it wasn't done, but I'm like, can we move on from this too? I feel like I'm impatient over the past couple of weeks with SmackDown. Like, can we kind of just move?
We need other pieces involved.
Right.
That's really what it is. You need, like, I don't want to see exactly LA Knight in a title eliminator match or anything like that, but find Carmelo a tag partner and have a tag team match or something.
Right.
Like, have Carmelo face somebody and Andrade face somebody. Like, there's 2 matches right there that you could get outside of them just constantly facing each other. They've had fantastic matches together, but I'm tired, like you were saying, of this is the 6th time in like 6 episodes in a row that we've seen this. Like,
right.
We get it. We get it.
Like, we get it. They're great in the ring. They have great chemistry. Can we move on? That's like, and that's kind of how I felt. If I'm comparing it to anything, it was like this last year. It was a story in TNA with Eddie Edwards and Frankie Kazarian. They had like 3 or 4 consecutive matches. The matches was great. The storyline was terrible, but I also wanted the just for it to end. Like, I'm over it. So that's kind of how I feel with this, with Andrade and Carmelo. Like, I'm over it. Let's find something different.
You literally described, unfortunately, how I feel about what we're getting right now on Rampage with Brian Keith and Mark Briscoe. Like, that's to me something that in Ring of Honor, which AW owns, would have been a fantastic match. Imagine if this was for the Ring of Honor World Championship at a Death Before Dishonor or something. But instead, nope. This is just a nothing match, part of the learning tree on Rampage, and just on a show that almost might be canceled and everything, is where we're getting Brian Keith, who was one of the top prospects, one of the top free agents on the independent scene, taking on Mark Briscoe, your Ring of Honor World Champion. It's a nothing match. It is a learning tree. That's it. That's
right.
The conglomeration versus learning tree feud is this match.
I tried like earlier today while I was working. I was like, well, let me see if I can actually be excited for Rampage. So I looked up the Rampage card and I was like, yep, I'm not excited. So
and I'll say this, and this is not an indictment on the company. This is an indictment on the product of which they present, because that's the weird thing, is you always have to caveat anytime you say anything negative about AEW. If I don't hate the company, I just hate this specific thing. SmackDown, like Rampage at this point has become the SmackDown after show. It has not become oh my God, I can't wait to see what's happening on Rampage as well. All right, let's talk about SmackDown real quick so we can get into what's going on with Rampage. Rampage has become just match it. It's main event. It is level up. It is the Sunday Night Heat. It is the, getting WCW Thunder and shit like that.
Calling it main event, that's crazy.
Well, not the Saturday main event, but the main event where
the main event,
like Hulu and shit. Yeah.
I don't even know. Do they
That's the
still make
thing, is this
episodes of
match.
Main Event?
Sorry?
Do they still make episodes of Main Event? I don't even know if they do.
I don't even know. That maybe it's more, speed or anything like that. But that's the
Yeah.
thing, is this match, Mark Briscoe versus Brian Keith, could be the main event of like a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. If
Right.
you built it up and if you focused on what Brian Keith was coming into when he showed up in AEW and Ring of Honor. And you've got Mark Briscoe out there, but instead it's the learning tree involved. We've got this, and we're doing all of this to try and still keep Jericho relevant. It's amazing how PCO has the whole wrestling Frankenstein gimmick, but Jericho lives it.
Right. It's crazy. It really is. I don't know. I agree with you though. They could have had this match like on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view or something. I don't know.
Right. Misfit Wrestling saying Raw and SmackDown had fire shows this week, but again, let us know your rating for Friday Night SmackDown. Let us know what you're excited for, what you're watching with Rampage. Take it while you can get it. It might be gone sooner rather than later, allegedly, but yeah. Billy Sellers, are they bringing back Saturday Night Main Event? Yes, they are, for like special one-off events for NBC, which again shows they're not going to end the fucking Peacock deal anytime soon, seeing how we exclusively negotiated specific specials with NBC. Now, granted, we're still talking 2026, which is insane to me. In 2024, we're talking 2026 deals, but you're making exclusive rights deals, but we're going to just end it. We're just going to end it because.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we're thinking far in advance with all of this insanity, right? It'll come around. We'll know eventually, but we still got a whole 365 days to go through of 2025, right?
Thanks.
I like MDB down here. He says that he's only sticking around to watch me suffer through Rampage. So,
well, I'm making sure you're synced up with me, that you're not like just pretending you're watching Rampage. I want to
have it
know you're
on.
watching Rampage.
I have it on. There was a superplex, I think, that's just
yes. So see, it's amazing how we didn't even sync up for this stream and somehow ended up synced up. As of course we have Ref Aubrey out here too as well. And that's almost the funny thing to me with like AEW of, I know the referees. I shouldn't know the fucking referees. Like, the only reason I know the referees in like the Attitude Era is because it was like 20 years long. So eventually you're going to know who's there.
Right. I feel like, and this is probably going to sound terrible, but I feel like Aubrey Edwards puts herself out there like just to be noticed. I don't know.
Oh, we joke and say that she's Clydesdale. She says nay. Ref Aubrey is 100% more focused on she's being part of the match than being background, like being an enhancement, like being the fucking bass tone of a song. Right. She wants to be lead guitar.
Right. Absolutely.
As chops back and forth here.
This match is surprisingly not bad though.
But that's the thing, is it's a good match. Like I've been still crushed of everything that they've done with Brian Keith since they actually signed him and everything. They made him the stupid bad apple and everything. Like, this guy is the Swisher House champion. You could sit there and have Mike Jones of back then, who didn't want me. Now I'm hot, who still want me. All that, still tipping on faux foes. And instead we've got him out there with Chris Jericho.
Right.
Just because.
The learning tree.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get into a whole conversation about the learning tree of how that just needs to be chopped down. But yeah.
Yeah. The learning tree, completely terrible.
Right. Lisa asking when our thoughts on Penta and Phoenix, or thoughts on Penta and Phoenix. I think I thought you were asking when they were showing up. I think it was bound to happen.
Yeah, it's been teased over what the past month or so, couple of months that they were coming. So I'm excited to see them in WWE, and I can't wait to see what they offer to the tag team division. I hope they keep them as the Lucha Bros, and and they do something with them in the tag team division because the tag team division needs some help, obviously.
Oh, that fella Driver by Briscoe going up top. Are we gonna get a Froggy Bow?
Oh,
Rolls through on the miss. Eats a kick, but yeah, it's a bit different when like AW signs guys who have left WWE versus when WWE brings in guys who are AW. Like that's almost feels like the line you thought some people would never cross. Like I'm still waiting for like a Wardlow to show up. We know that Penta and them are showing up. We know Motor City Machine Guns are showing up. So that's going to be the real big interesting thing of seeing people show up in WWE that have gone from AEW. We've seen enough of guys from WWE that have gone to AEW the other way. Now we're seeing it go back to WWE. Like we talked about, Miro asked for his release. If he shows up in WWE, that's really interesting.
yeah, absolutely. And you can tell the stark difference of how the wrestlers are presented. Just
Right.
like Mark Briscoe wins here, but like Jade Cargill when she first signed with WWE, treated like a megastar, right? Ethan Page came in and within like 35 days became NXT champion. Like he's prominent in what he's doing. And then he did that retweet earlier this week where a fan had a sign that said, "I quit my job to be here tonight."
Oh,
And
me
he
too. Me
retweeted
too.
and said, "I did too." So it's crazy. Oh, and then it's Jericho. Oh God.
They had something good and then they ruined it. Soiled it, soiled it, soiled it, soiled it.
And I heard somebody say earlier today on TikTok that Jericho is in the perfect position in his career. And I'm like, what Jericho are we watching? Are we watching the same Jericho?
See, that wouldn't have been the question that I would have asked them. I would have asked, how much crack are you smoking and where can I at least contact your dealer? Because honestly, at this point, and I know for a fact Casey will agree with me on this, but I guess I'll stand in for him as I've got Big Bill about to choke slam Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, but to sit there and Chris Jericho's in the perfect spot and he's in the perfect place. He's doing so great. He's doing wonderful.
Right.
No, it's again, I've still asked this. This man sat there and put it out there in an interview. Well, if the fans start calling for me to retire and everything, I'll listen to him 100%. Is this man deaf? Is this
Been
man,
calling him
can
for
this man hear?
right.
Like, there is literally people almost want Fozzy to go on tour, and that's a thing no one has ever said publicly. They want Fozzy to go on tour so this man gets the fuck away from wrestling. I'd rather listen to you play Judas 10 times than you show up in any sort of fucking match.
Right. Jericho is like that TV show that has overstayed its welcome and should have been canceled or ended a long time ago. That's what Jericho.
Love and Jericho, love and Jericho. He's the fucking Al Bundy of this bullshit. Like, just fuck off. And I love getting married with children, but yeah, just know Chris Jericho, respectfully, YouTube algorithms, please don't strike me down. Fuck off. Like, just we're sick of it. There is no one out there that is enjoying this outside of Chris. Honestly, like anyone that's out there saying, "Oh, well, are literally either trying to troll for an engagement, or the second you question them on to why they actually enjoy it, can have no fucking actual backup statement, have no substance to any sort of discussion on it.
Right. They can't back up anything that's good that what Jericho is trying to present on AEW television. I don't know.
Right.
And they ruined a perfectly good match with whatever happened after. So
Yeah, an honest, competitive match that made sense, that the finish still made sense and everything. And then you throw in Chris Jericho just because we've got to get him on television. I honestly think it's part of his contract of he's got the Poochie deal of, when people aren't talking about Chris Jericho on screen, they should be asking, hey, where's Jericho? What's Jericho doing?
No, absolutely. I agree there. And I like this comment down here. That says Jericho is like the Kardashians of wrestling, overstayed in a train wreck that no one wants anymore.
Yes, to quote AJ Lee, it's unfortunate that talent in wrestling can't be sexually transmitted.
Ooh.
Emo, what up? Paul, what up? Brandon shouting out The Rock as the final boss. Well, The Rock's been missing. He hasn't been showing up to work lately.
All right, he's out there filming movies and stuff.
Right. Well, let me know how fucking, Baby Boss 2 is and everything. Jericho or was the honey boo boo of wrestling. He's a bit of that 100%.
Yeah.
The man's got his own cruise. Like, go do that shit, dude. Like, no one wants to watch you have matches. No one is intrigued in seeing you currently wrestle. Go
Exactly.
do a podcast. Go do your cruise. Go tour with Fozzy. No one wants to see you in ring. No one is paying money specifically because they know that there's going to be a fucking Jericho match on the card.
Right. And then he got like 20 to 25 minutes in a match on Dynamite to open Dynamite this week. Like, why?
Yeah, like, he started Dynamite. Him and Orange Cassidy in a feud that was started 5 years ago over a light up jacket. We're still going back to the Mimosa match. Was the one that was the feud builder for Orange Cassidy and Chris Jericho to start off Dynamite this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As I got Yuta coming out. Why aren't you like making sure Danielson's okay and shit? Come out with a save the whales, recycle plastic, fucking shit.
So I might be confused a little bit. Is Wheeler Yuta still partnering with Bryan Danielson, or is he a part of the other thing that's going on?
He's still technically part of the Blackpool Combat Club, or as I've jokingly said, the White Pool Combat Club. Because you get that many people with white t-shirts and bald heads, it gets interesting. As Yuta's taking on the Butcher right now, but yeah, he's still part of that. You had at Dynamite, you had Cesaro and Pac talking to him of, think about the guy that we raised you to be and everything. Of they're trying to convert Yuta into being on their side with this, but yeah, he's still very conflicted as to whether he's pro Danielson or pro Moxley.
Okay.
As
so this is Yuta versus the Butcher? Is that correct? Okay.
You're a Buffalo guy. You should know the Butcher. 100%. Him and the Blade are out there. They're very much Buffalo guys. They're from that area and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. Butcher actually was a bassist or is a bassist in a metal band. I think he actually quit the band so he could focus on wrestling more full time. But yes, folks, let us know who you're taking in this match, whether you're taking Wheeler Yuta or the Butcher, who he's gotten a bit more focus, especially since Blade and Ali. It was part of their whole trio and everything, and Ali's been pretty much on the hiatus and everything. And Blade's her significant other, so they've both kind of just been doing anything but on AEW. So Butcher's been out here solo.
Now I thought, and I'm probably wrong here. I thought Allie left AEW. Did she?
She could have. I can't. The few and far between actual like releases or anything like that when it comes to AEW outside of them ending in like controversy, like Big Swole or anything, have been forgotten. I'll say, but yeah,
Okay.
as Butcher just kind of dominating Yuta right now here. I appreciate that Jericho helps out wrestlers who need it, but his time in the ring is over. It feels like Trek. I would like you to name one wrestler that he's actually helped, and I do mean one. Because all the way from Action Andretti to where that was his whole accomplishment of he put the kid over, he got a win on Jericho. He sat there and turned around and went all wizard and shot a fireball in his face and everything. And the kid's never fucking recovered. He's out there with top flight. Like it's literally become like getting the fucking curse put upon you if you get Jericho'd. Of if you end up in a feud with Chris Jericho, you know you're gonna get fucked over for a bit. You're putting him over. Nothing's gonna be great. And Jericho's been bad in ring since he was out there wrestling like Bandito and shit. Like this isn't new. Like this is over a year plus.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a very, very long time. One person that I thought was gonna get over because of Jericho, you might have mentioned him, was Action Andretti. Like he beat Jericho in his first match on AEW television, and where is he now? Nowhere to be
That's the
found.
thing. He's out there flagging down landing gears with top flight.
Right. So
as again, we're still on the way here with Butcher and Yuta. As so, I've said my piece about the whole Moxley thing and everything. How do you feel about it, sir? Of the plastic bag choke out. I know we talked about the needle stuff and everything on the Let's Rumble, but that whole spot, this whole story.
yeah, I compared the bag spot to when Daniel Bryan in WWE and he got fired over it, strangled. I think it was I can't
Justin
remember.
Roberts with
Yes,
the tie
Justin Roberts
when Nexus
with
showed up.
with the
Yeah.
belt, right, or the tie. I compared that segment to what happened at All Out, All In, one of those all.
So you're fired Moxley?
But that's not gonna happen. But honestly, the whole story with Moxley and whatever he's trying to do, I don't understand because he speaks in what I call parables. Like you don't understand what he's trying to do. I don't understand why he's going after what is his name? Darby Allin. Darby Allin.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's going after Darby Allin. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And to me, it just doesn't make sense.
It's they're going so much focus towards the romper stomper shit with the Australian movie. So Yuta picks up the win and then instantly just rolls the fuck out, no celebrating, and just walks off.
Are those the Maximum Male models
Yes,
from WWE?
say their name and they appear. MXM, I like them in Honestly in AEW. I think they would work in Impact. Like,
Did you say they would work in Impact?
Yes. You're telling me
you want me to
work in Impact right now? Them with Ash by Elegance?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Larry had to change the channel, but don't ever change the channel on the Wrestling for Life Network. As we're teasing up about Max Caster, let's touch tips, my guy.
Oh, this is just getting
come
worse.
on, let's touch tips. Do it to the screen. Come on, you know you want to do it. There we go. Everybody, hands touching hands, reaching out. Oh, for fuck! As Harley Cameron, who should be the fucking Maxine Dupree with the Maximum Male models out there. Harley Cameron coming out. AEW is coming to New Hampshire for like the first time that I can think of, and they're going to Manchester, New Hampshire. they've had Harley Cameron being the one doing like the little ads that you see on like Facebook and shit of like Manchester's. Oh, it's like, no, I don't want to see you scroll. Like, I don't give a fuck. Sheeta. How you feeling about Sheeta, sir?
I
Do you
like
give a
Sheeta.
shit about Sheeta?
I like Sheeta. She's a great in-ring performer. Um I hope Damien is not in here, but she carried the match with Mercedes Moné at all out. I think it was all out, all in, the one in Chicago, whatever all pay-per-view it was. She
All out,
carried that
yes,
match.
but no, 100%, yeah. She
Yeah.
carried that along,
Um,
and
but yeah, Sheeta is great. I like Sheeta.
I just wish she would actually stay around for longer than like 2 months.
Right. Like she has a good run and then she disappears. Like,
Is she
I
on a
don't know.
work visa? Like, can she only be over here for X amount of days and everything? Like, no. She works better when she actually can get built into a feud, and she's one of the better
Right.
talents that they have in the women's division.
Exactly.
And she got a
Exactly.
little thickness behind her. How you doing? Has she now? Granted, how do you feel she's doing her best? You know, Solo Sokoa kind of cosplay a little bit with the suits and everything.
You're talking about Sheeta?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now, granted, right now she looks like she's out there, some part of a Western Assassin's Creed or something like that. With again, she's got a holsters for nothing.
Right. I was about to say she looks like something from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I can't remember the group that's in Avatar: The Last Airbender, but that's what she's given tonight. But
She'd be a firebender.
yeah, something like that. She could be a firebender. That's what. Yeah, she's definitely giving off firebender vibes. That's
See,
it.
I know
Yeah.
anime things thanks to my. This is what happens when you have an Asian wife.
She's kind of looking like Azula a little bit. From
I'm gonna
Avatar: The
have to
Last
check with
Airbender.
the High Council of Mrs. Big Nick to understand that reference. You got me. I know like Dragon Ball Z and shit, but yeah, he got me on that one.
But yeah, people talk about Solo Sokoa's like his outfits with the suits, and I actually like it. Like,
Hey, Suge Knight.
right.
Sheeta is amazing. Paul laughing at you. Sheeta lives in Florida now. I didn't know I needed to know her address. Damien losing this right now. Wow, what did Damien say?
I think because I said something about Mercedes Moné and Sheeta carrying that match at all out.
Yeah. Well, for
Sorry,
100% that Weave didn't carry that match, but yeah. That shit tapped out before anybody.
Right.
Yes, I need to consult the tribal queen 100%. I gotta quote the wise woman. Big Nick knows Avatar, the last Airbender, Pokemon. Dude, I like how we've got, I guess, like fun facts about all the certain anime we know and everything. Do we need to test this out on anything? Polo, what up? Ant-Man and Nick. I'm just here to acknowledge you guys 100%. We'll acknowledge us and make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button as I see about 65 people with us. Let's see if we can get 70, 80. Let's get back up to them triple digits here as we've still got Rampage going on. I'm in picture in picture. I don't know about you, sir.
Yeah, I'm in picture in picture seeing a Coke commercial right now. So yeah.
See, this is now if this was KJ, it would have been like RC Cola or something. in poutine. But yeah, how do you feel about Harley Cameron? To me, like, no, just no.
It's the first time I've ever seen her.
Oh,
yeah. Does she wrestle on AEW often?
It's her and Paige, and I mean, she'll out there, and I'll dig her because she'll throw out her Simpsons references and everything. She's Australian. She'll throw out her, I've seen you play your game of Knife v Spoonie before, and she'll throw out her Simpsons references. Like, she gets that she's a character a bit. She's like Timu Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green.
Like she knows she's playing a character. She knows she's just more like she's not supposed to be great, but that's literally what it is. Though she's also not great, but they feature her a lot. Like, can we maybe get like a Saraya match or anything? Can we prove that Saraya can still wrestle? Can she at least wrestle once, maybe twice? We'll see.
Speaking of Saraya, it's like I always choose my words carefully when it comes to Saraya, but has she really had any type of momentum at all in her AEW run?
She did a bit with the Outcast and towards like the first All In. Post that, she was there more just to be cannon fodder for Jamie Hayter, which still what they've done with Jamie Hayter past that doesn't feel super great. So it's like a waste upon a waste. Like, yeah, like Saraya's just kind of there. She's wall dressing at this point.
Yeah. I don't think it was the best decision to go to AEW. I was all over it.
She wasn't doing it. What was she going to do in WWE? She was not going to wrestle in WWE anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they were going to allow her to wrestle.
No,
yeah,
that was done. She would have been on a panel. She would have been all of that. So if she wants to still wrestle and still wants to be a thing, cool, go to AEW.
Right.
Was it the signing that they thought they got? No, but that happens in sports. If you sign a big time free agent that ends up being more of a dud than, a stud. So if this is the best way that Saraya wanted to continue her wrestling career and everything, have at it. Because like I said, she wasn't having matches in WWE. Forget that idea.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right there. Ooh, that was a nice drop kick by Sheeta.
And that's crazy to think that she is, a former world champion and everything, and she's still kind of like the women's division in AEW's just gone so, I hate to use the term, but flaccid. It used to be a bit of a murderer's row, and now it's who do you know?
Right. And it was like, and I'm seeing people on like social media say that AEW has the best women's division. And I'm like, where? Oh, I thought Harley was going to win there. And I'm like, where do they have the best women's division? Because I don't see it. Right. I think they had a very good storyline this year with Mariah May and Toni Storm. I thought that was perfection. And their match at All Out was really All In, was really, really good. But other than that, yeah, their women's division is not good to me at all.
If they're telling the truth, Nick,
I try.
SAWFT soft.
What kind of a pin was that? Her face was in a position. That's all I'm gonna say.
Do something strange for a little piece of change. She was eating tacos and it wasn't Taco Bell.
Sheeta is someone I would love to see like in WWE.
She would go to NXT. She would go to NXT.
Yeah, she would definitely go to NXT first, but that she would be someone I would love to see in some bright lights in WWE.
Be really interesting on how they would use her and everything. Like I said, she'd be destined for NXT, as we had a 2 count after the big knee. But yeah, she'd be destined for NXT. She'd maybe get a run with the belt. I'm trying to think of right now who she'd pair against. Like, you get a Sheeta, Lola.
Oh, Jamie Hayter. And Saraya runs.
Why? But why is Jamie Hayter going at Saraya? Like, why are we just getting, fucking Ginger taking on the Beatles here versus, Jamie Hayter going after the title? She never lost. She never lost. Her versus Mariah May is way better.
Right. Paul down here says or Sheeta in TNA, and I was trying not to say that because I always want everybody to be in TNA.
Everybody in TNA.
Thank you, Paul, for saying
100%.
But both places, NXT, WWE's main roster, or TNA, I think she'll do great in.
And so we've got Jamie Hayter handing the kendo stick to Sheeta. See, I like both these women. I like Jamie Hayter. I like Sheeta. I don't give a rat's ass about Saraya or Harley Cameron. And so we're setting up like a women's tag match on Rampage.
Yeah. Oh, Saraya has grabbed the mic. I'm not this.
I'm so sick of you. I'm sick of him and I'm sick of you.
What? I what is a Saraya's rules match?
It's consistently a 2-on-1 match.
I don't know.
If you got it, you get it. If you don't, move along.
No, I get it.
Right. Yeah, but so is she? Which did she challenge both of them to a match?
I think she challenged
Hayter,
Hayter, Jamie Hayter, because I was really about to call her Becky Lynch. I had to catch myself.
She's got a little bit of that Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds vibe, a little bit,
right?
Especially when she came out there with the the whole vest and everything, or the dress and or the coat. I can say words. Did you just say yes? I did. You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. As I'm in commercial break, I don't know about you, sir.
Yes, I got a Burger King commercial. Yeah, so I'm on commercial break.
Oh, I wish the Burger King by me didn't suck because I love me some fucking. Burger King's my favorite fast food joint out of like the top 3. Wendy's is debatable, but before we get into that discussion, I will remind everybody we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling, 100%. We're the wrestling buddies you need in your life and the alternative commentary you can get in your life. So 100%. Be a friend, tell a friend as we're tiptoeing by the window. We're ever so close to 6K subscribers, 100%. We've been here killing it all week and we're back at it. So coming up next week as we're heading into Bad Blood and everything like that. We've got Monday Night Raw. We've got NXT, Dynamite, anything and everything. We've still got even more original content, more things hidden up our sleeves, more tricks you don't even know about. So 100% spread the good gospel, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said earlier, KJ always says if someone's talking about wrestling on social media, drop the link. We appreciate it. Give us a like, a sub. We're here all the time.
Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We do what we do because other people can't do what we do.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. But yes, we'll be back at it for Monday Night Raw as well. We do also have the lovely Meltzer t-shirts and everything available. If you want to help, fund the Center for Meltzers Who Can't Read Good, 100% with the Literacy Foundation. We do have that as well. But yeah, my guy. What up?
Yeah, we're heading to the end of Dynamite. I mean, not Dynamite, Rampage, where there's a
Rampage, yes.
Yeah, well, there's a four-way match. I think Leo Rush is one of the competitors.
Well, we first got to get through Roderick Strong versus the Beast Mortos. So one of your TNA guys of Black Taurus.
I forgot.
He can't just pull somebody's legs and say that he pinned him and everything. Like what is with the guy? I know he's the modern day Mantor.
Right.
Can't do shit. Can't work with them. Can't play with them. I'm out here like Mike Singletary coaching the 49ers. Can't work with them. Can't play with them.
Ken is asking if I'm flying solo for Collision. You won't catch me.
No,
You won't catch me with Collision.
I'm gonna be playing astronaut and be on like Jupiter by about 9-10 a.m. and everything like that. So 100%, we ain't doing nothing. We're celebrating my birthday. We're taking a hiatus for I tried to rhyme hiatus with something and my brain short circuited. But yeah, we've got the Undisputed Kingdom coming out right now. But yes, 100%. We're on a 48-hour break after this. 100%. We were going for 14, 16, 17 days straight and everything. This is so weird. So Adam Cole has been replaced in the Undisputed Kingdom by a bull. By Puma, when I was a young warthog.
I was just about to ask, where is Adam Cole? Like,
not medically cleared.
Okay.
Yeah, but so we've got, like I said, we've got Pumbaa out here with the Undisputed Kingdom, which the Undisputed Kingdom already as a whole is wetter than a fucking soaked paper towel. Like they just, there's nothing to them. They've already had any bit of momentum. They've had killed. I'd rather see, Taven and Bennett just as a singles tag team. I'd rather see Roddy as a singles guy. Fuck this faction. It doesn't make sense anymore. You're bragging around a flag that you already got your ass kicked.
Right. Taven and Bennett, their work I saw in Impact as the as Honor No More with Eddie Edwards and a host of others. That stuff was great. That stuff was really good. The Undisputed Kingdom, I think it fell short as soon as it kind of debuted, right? It to me, it never really got off the ground.
You didn't like Adam. You didn't
right.
want, giraffes and peanut butter sandwiches and everything. As at Grand Slam, we're advertising we're getting Roddy taking on Hook for the FTW Championship, and on Collision, if you want to turn in, we're getting Evil Uno versus Darby, and we're also getting a 10-man tag match.
Yeah, and it looks like, is it the ROH tag team titles on the line too?
Yes, the Undisputed Kingdom taking on Dustin and Sammy, as we're also getting Mariah May taking on Lady Frost.
And that's another thing I don't get. Like, I know at first the Ring of Honor titles were being defended on AEW television because they hadn't worked out anything of where they were going to show the new episodes, and then they started showing them on Honor Club, and I thought they were going to separate Ring of Honor from AEW. At least that's what it seemed like they were going to do, and you see more of the Ring of Honor titles on AEW television than you do Ring of Honor. And this match was like 2 minutes.
As we literally get a double pin, they took on the Job Squad of literally, did anyone catch the license plate of that car that just hit them? Because that was a squash match and a half, as we're bigging up Roddy, but we could go into a whole 2-hour discussion about how much Ring of Honor needs to be more of a focus. Like, fuck your Shockwave.
Right.
To hell with your Rampage. Hey, Deanna. Now, we've heard the talks of, does she get a faction put around her? There's been rumors and speculation she's getting a faction. Does she get a little family?
Right. It seems like she's hinting at that now.
A network. She's cultivated a network. I've shown generosity.
People. Oh, Ty Valkyrie.
Hey! That's a hell of a fucking play, though. Honestly, to me, we're
Right.
getting Tay out here, and she's pairing up with
Deanna.
Brazzo. Like, to me, let's fucking go. We've been waiting and chomping on the bit of where the fuck has Taya been.
Right.
And now you're gonna get her and Deanna paired up together. That's a hell of a little fucking shout out there.
And I feel like, and I might be wrong, but I feel like they held the Knockouts Tag Team Championships together. I feel like they did, but I might be wrong.
Either way, but God damn, that's a hell of a little startup there, even if that's just a women's tag team.
Right. Like, if it's not a faction, I would prefer it just to be them two.
Like, it's crazy the two TNA women pair up together.
Exactly. No, she held the Knockouts title with Chelsea Green. Knockouts World Tag Team titles, I should say.
As Nick Wayne out here. So we've got Kip Sabian, Rocky Romero, and Nick Wayne. So we've got a GCW main event. And then Rampage here right now. Yeah, it's with Leo Rush. Like I said, like an MLW, a GCW main event is ending Rampage here right now. So folks, let us know who you're taking as should Leo Rush kind of change up, the bad boy Diddy gimmick type shit, especially lately?
I guess so. Yeah.
No more puffy jackets and everything.
Right. Is Aubrey Edwards the only referee that had? Let me stop. I'm nitpicking everything tonight.
But no, but it is the thing, and that's the thing is it's something when the refs become a fucking focal point a bit.
Right.
Like that's an issue. As we are in a way, folks, as Larry said, Nick, about Soraya Hayter match, I just came down with a case of who gives a crap. Had me in the first half. Yeah, like a Leo Rush Nick Wayne match sounds pretty solid. We're adding Rocky Romero and such and Kip Sabian just cause.
Right. And is that Action Andretti? We just talked about him earlier.
He's part of the top flight out there of when they sit there and show up in their whole pilot gear and everything. MDB, am I a Nick Wayne fan now? I've been a Nick Wayne fan since he was out there with like Blake Christian, Jordan Oliver, and everything when we saw him in GCW, and he's fared the best out of that kind of whole crop of being paired with Christian. Oh, Leo Rush is getting heat saying missile through getting Kip Sabian on the outside. How do you feel, sir, that Danielson is not officially cleared for a Grand Slam, but we're still advertising him versus Nigel if Danielson's cleared?
Yeah, I was actually about to ask you about that because I haven't really been keeping up with Dynamite. Like, has he even been on the show at all?
And that was the thing with this week's Dynamite respectfully, outside of which, by the way, we can even talk about at some point of they've advertised already. They've already going to give us Ospreay versus Ricochet as Rocky Romero and Leo Rush getting nose to nose. But this week's Dynamite was a lackluster build. It did not. If you already were not going to watch Grand Slam, it did nothing to sell you to watch Grand Slam.
Right. I didn't even watch the second hour of Dynamite. Like, I turned it off. I was done.
And you didn't miss anything. And that's the to me the biggest travesty of you have something like a Danielson and a Nigel, and you're just gonna give it away. Just nothing of no real build, no real interaction or anything. You could have sat there and sold that show of we'll hear from Brian Danielson. Sorry, I did the JR of if he's able to compete and everything. You can, and people are gonna fucking tune in to make sure they know if he's able to compete, if we're gonna get this match or not. You're gonna put asses in seats, to quote Tony Schiavone. But instead, no, we just kind of get whatever. We just get things. The biggest match that was advertised was the Elite versus Osprey, Fletcher, and all of that. There was nothing that really sold you towards Grand Slam.
Right, and I guess when it comes to like the Ricochet Osprey match, like I mean, nothing has been really seen between them. Like I think there was a segment last week or the week before where they kind of got into a small exchange. But like I don't know why we're putting this match on Grand Slam. Could we not build towards what is it, Wrestle Dream? I think that's up next.
That's the thing, is they're not putting it on Grand Slam or Wrestle Dream. They're putting it on the 5-year anniversary, so it'll be in like a week or two.
Oh, so it's not even on Grand Slam.
No,
Grand Slam was next week. So I'm
Grand Slam is next week. But
Ricochet
versus Osprey, they're putting it on the 5-year anniversary. They're putting it on the week after. They're putting it on literally the in between of the two.
Okay. Well, that doesn't make sense, but okay.
Well, and that's been to me the biggest thing that we've talked about, and I take umbrage with, of some of the stuff of it's nothing. No one's excited for that match because of anything AEW has done. We're all excited for that match just because of what it could be, what we know it should be, like what us diehard wrestling fans know this could, should, and would be.
Right.
Nothing that AEW's done, nothing that anyone's done to build this actual matchup. It's the same thing like we were talking about with Nigel and Danielson. It's the same type of issue of they have done nothing to sell us on that match outside of like a 2-minute video package. You're going to make 15 years a 2-minute video package? That doesn't work like that, dog. The math ain't mathing.
Right. The math is not mathing. And that's something, if Brian Danielson was cleared to compete, like that's something you could have built up to for Wrestle Dream. Like but I don't know. They do things in reverse in AEW.
I just don't know if they fully think things through. Like you could have sat there and waited. Like we had talked about of once Danielson actually loses the world title, because that's the thing, is the Danielson Nigel match screws up the whole Darby Moxley match too as well. Like that doesn't fully make sense if Danielson's wrestling on the same card. So that's all convoluted to me. And I know like KJ was the first one to really bring this up, of Danielson versus Nigel at Wrestle Dream in the Pacific Northwest. 100%. That's the way you end it out. You end Danielson and Nigel's career 2 shots in one. You build it up. You've got a whole time to sit there and sell the story on. That's the thing, is it's such a compelling story of there's 15 years almost to the day since they wrestled their last match and everything. Nigel sat there and said, everything that Danielson has accomplished is everything I could have, should have, would have with all of this. So there's so much story there to capitalize. You can't sell us just on that in a 2-minute video package. You can't say, just Google it. The fucking fan base that hates whenever somebody says, I don't know who that is. Oh, well, just Google it. You can't tell them to just Google Danielson versus Nigel's feud. Sell us on it. You've got the backlog. You've got the video footage. Sell us.
Right. Absolutely. No, I agree with you. Like you got time to put a video package together to really explain, this match without even having them to go face to face in the ring in like a promo segment.
100%. And that's the thing, is you've got literally, you could sit there and run an exclusive digital special that explains the history and do the backstory between Daniel Bryan and Nigel McGuinness. You own most of the footage with Ring of Honor. You could sit there and cut it up and do it well enough. You sit there and show the whole story and everything. That's what builds up to them having a match together and everything.
Yeah.
That's way better. As Leo Rush with a 2 count right now.
Ooh.
Now, is it interesting that this is the match, the main event match of Rampage? There's no title contention on the line. This is just We're having people do things because people do things.
That's what I was just about to say. Let's just throw 4 wrestlers in the ring together and put them in the main event of Rampage. So,
well, and that goes to the whole question of, does Rampage get canceled? Like, if you were the Lord of Wrestling, and I'll ask this to everybody in the chat too, as well as I see Ted, I see Tony, all of that still kicking it with us. If you were the Lord of Wrestling, as Rocky Romero was just hitting clotheslines and everybody in the corner, does Rampage still exist, and what do you replace it with?
I think Rampage should have kind of left when Collision started. I think they should have phased out Rampage then. That's kind of how I feel. That's the feeling. It hasn't been interesting, and what it's been around 2 years. I think the only episode I watched was the first one when CM Punk arrived, and then the second episode was when we did the stream back in June. So like I don't know. I don't find it interesting at all.
I think it's on like that 2 to 3 year run here and everything. It's very much a little bit like WCW Thunder. As Nick Wayne with the big hops over Kip Sabian. It's to me, what you would put this with is take Ring of Honor, to hell with your paywall. You put this out there, and every Friday night after SmackDown, you tune into Ring of Honor, and that's your NXT-ish, that's your developmental-ish type brand, that's your third brand, what have you. Right. Down with your Rampage, you keep SmackDown and you keep Collision, and then you run Ring of Honor on for an hour on Friday nights after SmackDown. That's the way to go with me.
I like that. I like that. That was a nice cutter by Nick Wayne.
Oh! I just got it. You're a half second behind me, but it's all good. But yeah, Nick Wayne's super talented. Like there was that whole crop of him, Blake Christian, Jordan Oliver, that all I almost said Billie Eilish, Billy Starks, that all kind of went from like GCW to AEW.
Yeah.
That are all super talented. Oh, it's just seeing them get pushed, and so far Nick Wayne's been the only one, as he picks up the win with, by the way, a little nod to the HBK gear.
Right.
Yeah, he's really talented. I think there was somebody in the chat that called him like dark-haired Osprey. As he's now talking trash to on Kip Sabian. Yeah. Interesting and unique way, I guess, to end a Rampage of, again, not a title match, not like you literally just kind of ended on mid-card guy wins a mid-card match. Not for nothing, and then Hawk Tui's on other mid-card guy.
Yeah, nothing really special to end Rampage there. So, wow.
That's the way I guess we end it.
Yeah, nothing.
I've got really Happy special. Madison Productions, and unless we want to do a watch along for probably kidding Billy Madison, or what is it? Which one is it? Is it Happy Gilmore? Is it Billy Madison?
Grown Ups. It's Grown Ups.
Ah, boo, boo. Like one of the worst Adam Sandler movies, and it's still was, like regarded as well. Like top tier is Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore number 2. The fucking Hanukkah movie that he did that was in it. 7 Crazy Nights. 8 Crazy Nights is up there. I'm trying to think. We've gone full tangent. Sorry, I apologize. I'm just out here. Waterboy. Yes, Waterboy. 100%
that was
up
good.
there.
That was so good.
Gatorade. Water suck. But
So,
folks.
oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that does it for Friday Night Smackdown. That does it for Rampage as well. That does it for Feel Good Friday. So 100% let us know your ratings out of 10 when it comes to Rampage. If you haven't done so, let us know your ratings out of 10 when it comes to SmackDown, as well as I believe we're tiptoeing to the window here, towards the back door here.
Yeah. Rampage, yeah. I think the best match was Sheeta and Harley. I think that was the best match.
Shit. Then you might be fully accurate with that.
Right. But outside of that, nothing was really interesting. I'm down there with MDB at 4 out of 10 here.
Ooh, 4 for the Rampage. Yeah. Ooh.
And the ones not given the ratings, I like y'all too. That's cool.
Well, 10 out of 10. I like this though. Of Little Nicky was underrated as Release the Good. Release the Good. Best Adam Sandler movies gotta be Airheads. Fair enough. Fair enough. Deep cut. Damn, Rampage actually got me and Anthony on the same page. Never get SOC. The second you agree with MDB, he's like, I can't have it.
Never again. But yes, we agree. 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
9.25. I will very much at least 4 out of 10, says Damien. And he's the leader of the Hopium Trend.
Right.
I'll agree with you that Sheeta was the best match of the night. I will give you that. Can you do me a 5? Can we get a 5? I don't know why I'm trying to go higher than you with this, but at least meet me on a 5.
I guess so. I guess I can meet you on the 5. I mean, the main event was pretty decent. There were some really cool spots there. So yeah, I guess I can give you a 5. I can give it a 5.
But Johnny saying it's a joke. Oh, I like Bill Madison. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, no, Airheads is still a dope ass movie. MDB saying Wrestling for Life Network over everybody, but
absolutely.
Yes, unless you got anything to say, sir, I think we're about time to bow out.
Yeah, I don't have much to say. That we're taking the weekend off. Happy birthday to Big Nick tomorrow. But we'll be back Monday for Raw, NXT on Tuesday, Dynamite on Wednesday. I think we got something up our sleeve for Thursday. So it's going to be another, fantastic week here on the Wrestling for Life Network.
Absolutely. Often, I'll say it one last time, often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We do what we do because they can't do what we do. MDB, fuck you with that's a pity 5. Yes, it's a pity party. It's a pity party. No Anthony Collision. No, we're on a 48-hour break, 100%. Right. I think we've heard it after like 17 days straight, but 100%. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is all authentic. When you're talking about wrestling, you're able to put that for life with it.
Catch us for Monday Night Raw. We'll be here.